kick off straight away, shall we? Where last we left off, guys, you have made your way back to Waterdeep, the suspected location of the ascension of one Lelalia Silvermist, her promise to ascend and save the world with her new godly powers. Though clearly she's not telling everybody that that's the case, just that she's going to save the world. You've arrived in Waterdeep and found the streets silent as ever as the mists of Barovia were rolling through them, with beasts and monstrosities inside them cutting down anyone who dared to step out onto the street. Encountering some old friends, you've managed to defeat one resurrected Vespilia, close the portal to the Shadowfell, to the domains of Dread, and seal off the mists from the city. Dayak unfortunately fell in this encounter, and after exhausting some ideas about going back to Sigil to find a means of resurrecting him, you are now hovering around 9 p.m. on the 3rd of Uktar, having communicated some plans to Raki and the other adventurers and God's forces approaching the city to try and help you. And you have begun preparations for a long rest. I believe that is it, in addition to also speaking to some mushrooms, getting a sewer map of the city. You've been talking today about sort of plans that you might be enacting tonight. But on that note, I will put you on the map. And what would you guys like to do in your final night before the maybe end of days?
So,
Are we
Bob
not in the
was going
mansion?
to. Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
Fraser.
yes, you are. Yes, you are. Continue.
Go on, Lewis.
Fogg was going to have, I assume, some epic religious debate with Lila, but as Liam's at work, he will listen to her grumble and just offer quiet support. No judgment.
Nice. Is anybody wanting to do anything before you guys long rest in Moreau's mansion?
Yep. I will go look into the forge and do something.
Okay.
Creating the piece that Lila asked for.
Ah. Okay. You go off to work. Given that it's a simple thing that you have experience in doing, I'm not even going to ask for a check for it. Tia goes off and begins their preparation, their work on this new item of clothing. I was about to say, is Dayak joining them? And then I remembered, oh, nope, never mind.
The hammering of only one, not two.
Oh, so sad.
Is anybody else doing anything?
I would very much like to go and grab my ship.
Okay. Are you announcing this?
Yeah.
Before we long rest.
Well, yeah, because when we long rest, when we finish the long rest, Rakeen's forces are going to be already there. So,
Have you not caught up on chat? We've kind of gone past this a little bit.
Where? I mean, we can, but where do we
Yeah.
store it? Like just next to the tower? Because I'm worried that it's then going to become a target there.
Mm.
I was just going to go grab it, and then, like, it's going to take me ages to go there and get it. But I'll be back in time, like just about.
Yeah, but you can't not long rest, surely.
Yeah, I can. Easy.
Are you-
Short rest.
Are you okay for a short rest? Do you not have any resources that you want to get back on along?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
The whole thing with the Rakine's forces arriving and using that as cover so that we could all go in the morning, grab it, and then just go straight up to the towers with Lily. I feel like if we get it now and just park it outside, it might attract some attention, perhaps.
Yeah, I vote for the morning as well, preferably just before it all kicks off. Because it's not going anywhere, is it? Like they're not going to blow it up during the evening. They're just patrolling.
I feel like it's less likely to be a target in the dark rather than floating here. That's my. I'm just concerned that it's going to get destroyed before we use it. Or equally, if we wait, then because it doesn't look like it would take.
Go and get it. It's gonna be like an extra few hours.
Well, it's not.
Not necessarily. Yeah, it's not that far away.
Yeah, the sewer route isn't far.
You're like the frog that can like run at light speed.
And,
so I'm pretty sure
equally, yeah, I can put you in the amulet and we can go on ahead. Because I can get there. I mean, I won't use the boots of speed, but even without the boots of speed, it shouldn't take more than like 20 minutes.
Because our plan was to go through the sewers, to go grab it in the morning, basically.
You can always see Catman. Oh, sorry, I won't metagame. Never mind.
My,
I had a thought. I don't know what he's got like up his sleeve, maybe regarding stuff. Could be worth asking him, maybe.
Also, do we
In
know if
regards to what?
the teleportation cube has any charges left, or did we use them all?
It's got one.
For all of us?
we could use teleport with that.
Okay, great. That could also be out though, so maybe we try and get the ship first and then fly up, and then if not, we can
Yeah, well, I mean,
all together.
this was sort of my thinking with.
On the way.
This was sort of my thinking with offering to ferry people over invisibly, because it's a much cheaper resource for me to do that rather than using the cube or like 7th level spell or whatever teleport is.
Yeah. So okay, so let's just lay it out on the table. Lavender will quite literally get out her notebook and scribble down this plan, and basically say, okay, so first of all, after we long rest, we're going to try and wake Dayak up. That's number one priority. We need
Yeah.
Okay. Then all of us will try and go to get the ship. Oh wait! First tonight, before we rest, we need to tell Rakeen and the forces this plan. So we need to tell them about the sewers, about which ones lead to the certain streets, and where we think their forces are spreading out to. At the moment, it looks like they're just spreading out all over the city, but they could be, they could get in via making the distraction that we talked about, and that would give us again the act to go and get the ship if there's less forces on the streets. They're making a distraction in the morning. We try and aim for the same thing. Yes. Once we get the ship, we try and get up to the towers. All together. We don't split at this point, okay?
We could maybe ask them to attack further north. If you look in the chat, it's the where I put the arrow. Near SF60 on the sewer map, there's another entrance there. I don't know if it would be more beneficial to attack from there rather than the very bottom.
The docks are down at the bottom, right? So as far as away from us that we can distract them, the better, I guess.
That's sort of what Misa was thinking.
The only thing I'm thinking is like they're all like what they're at the southeast at the moment, aren't they? So
but
how long?
I mean, it's the morning is 7 hours away. I think they will probably try and spread out over the city.
Yeah, how long will it take them to walk all the way around? And is there like any entrance points there? I mean, they can get in.
No, there's an entrance near SF60. on the sewer map, or if you look at the second map I sent, there's an arrow pointing to it.
Feel free to
Um,
draw on this map if it will be helpful.
Sideways water
Well,
deep is like a bit.
I think if we're on the ship in the morning, we can be the ones to properly direct them, perhaps. So perhaps we just get them to do the distraction, get up in the ship, and then cast sending with them to direct them best where we can see Bigill's forces in the morning. Because right now it's unknown. We don't know where they're concentrated, but perhaps we can orchestrate that from the air.
Please fix what I'm doing. I'm having a mare. Don't know how to make them go away.
Control Z? Does that work?
Nope, unfortunately not. Oh, someone did it. Thank you. Yeah, I think there's Misa. Think there's a gate here, and Wisa's ship near 48. So Misa thinking if Wisa can draw forces that way, these are going directly away from the ship.
Yeah.
Misa thinking.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good enough for me. That's a solid enough plan for distraction, at least.
It's also mean that they don't have to travel through combat as far. They can go straight in.
Mhm.
Although maybe they will get more surrounded there. Maybe it's not good idea.
This is why I think it's probably a good idea to have like some going through the sewers to like back up those.
I think
surprise,
maybe
you know, like
Well, these are
sorry.
these
It's
are big
okay, go
problem
ahead.
with the sewers. They have to get into the city first, and this is Misa's biggest concern because if they can sneak in, then great. But if they can't, and as soon as they come through the gate, they get attacked. They will have to attack before people can sneak into the sewers, and the combat will also cover Vesa, sneaky people going into sewers.
That's
If
what
this
I'm
makes
thinking.
sense.
I was thinking the sneaky people go in the sewers and like coming around the back. Obviously, like the fighting force should come from the front. I completely agree with that. That's all I was going to say.
Yisa, but in order to get Vesa into the sewers, Misa think Vesa will have to be in the fight because Vesa will have to get into the city, and Misa think Shisa will have guards at the gate.
There's
So
literally
Misa
no
think-
access from outside whatsoever.
Unless they come by ship.
No, not to these sewers. Oh, well, yes, and if Vesa went into the dock harbor, Vesa could, but that would bring them to the complete wrong side.
Yeah, exactly.
Although,
We don't want them to be.
yeah, although if they are the sneaky ones, these do not matter. But Misa was thinking that if they attack either the main gate near SF69 or this more northern gate near SF60, they attack and gain entrance. Once they gain entrance, they move towards the sewer entrance. And while the main forces are fighting, these sneaky force sneak through and access the entrance. Because Lisa will need to be inside the city before Lisa can access the entrance. And Lisa is Misa's biggest concern. That as soon as Lisa enter the city, Lisa will be spotted or, will be attacked.
What about attacks on two sides? So like they bring the heavier forces around the main gate, and then we bring the other ones through a side gate. The dinner hall will have to be mixed together, right? Because I'm pretty sure like if like all the big gun carrying badasses go at the front, they're probably not going to be foreseeing, the smaller, slight ones kind of like sneaking through. And here's hoping that, there's going to be like a big birdie, angry animal force ascending, fingers crossed as well, that could also be a pain in the ass for all of her beasties.
It also sounds like they are vastly outnumbered, so we are going to have to play this a little smart here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think I agree with Eve in terms of getting some sneaky forces through the sewers. And as I say, if we can see things from the air once we're on the ship, perhaps there's a way we could direct them that way. Do we know, or could we ask Rakim what communication would be like between forces like that? Do they have people
I hope maybe fingers crossed they got some sending stones. I don't know. It'd probably be a pain for an artificer to try and make one in time. I guess you couldn't make very many to supply the generals overnight.
I'm pretty sure me and Hunter have like both extended ranges on Eldritch Blasts. Perhaps we could use them as a kind of flare.
It's a good idea.
What range we get when we're up in the air, but perhaps especially what for ascending. If we see a concentration of forces, then we can fire in that direction and give them a heads up of where to go. That could maybe be a signal for them. Wouldn't cost us anything.
That's a really good idea. It's a tough one. I mean, do we have the ability to communicate this to Rakeen right now? Do we have the resources?
Yeah, I think Moreau has a few sendings left.
As does Fangle if needed.
Okay. Regarding keeping the airship conspicuous, I don't know whether it's worth asking the cat if he's got any tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, I was just going to
Ye-
fly it up pretty high, but anything will help.
Kate has ideas, but Kate can't communicate those ideas.
I don't keep anything up my sleeves. I'm not that kind of magician. So if you want to be a bit more specific, that would be helpful.
I can, cast silent image, like how I showed you the Eye of Zoltek. Can you do anything a bit more sophisticated? Bigger? Crazier? More fabulous?
Like the major image? Yes, I can do this.
Sweet. Is it big enough to make an airship look like a cloud?
It depends how big the airship is. If it's bigger than 20 feet, then no.
No.
So I could make part of the ship look like a cloud.
Or could you maybe make
the
a...
bottom
I mean,
of it
only
look
the
like a
bottom.
cloud?
Yeah. Only the bottom needs to look like it, really.
or the front, and I'll just ride it in
What
up, like,
about-
on its front.
Could you make a fake dragon
A small one, yes. Yes, I could.
that could rotate around and defend it? Obviously, people don't know that it's not actually a real beastie.
But then they might start firing at it.
But they might not.
Yes.
They might be intimidated by it.
Or
Or distracted by the dragon rather than the airship.
I mean, I personally think that would be a very badass scene. However, from previous experience that me and Autumn would not like to talk about, when you see dragons, you usually just shoot first, ask questions later.
Well, it might be a good option for a distraction, for example, if they are starting to level at us. Just a thought.
Yeah. I mean, if shit hits the fan and you want me to just summon a dragon, just shout dragon, and I'll be like, poop, dragon.
Excellent.
Unless you see a
Muff-
dragon and you're trying to warn us about a dragon, in that case, maybe clarify quickly so I don't create a second dragon. I don't know.
Okay, I will. Don't worry, I will. Hopefully it won't come to that. We've already fought a Lalalia fused dragon recently.
Oh, lovely. She has dragons now. Great.
Super camp dragons with
did.
massive butterfly wings.
Of course they did. Of course they did. For God's sake. Do you know what? I don't care. I don't even like butterflies.
Anyone else have any thoughts in terms of what to do?
Matt, I was just thinking the sort of the route from SF70 round down to SF48. How far is that? It's a big curve going round the mountain and then onto the third main road down from the gates.
As in, how far is that? Like without
Hang on,
going
let
in the
me-
sewers?
No, through the sewers. I rotate this sideways. See that? I'll try and draw it on the map. Hang on, give me a sec.
Does Rakeen know that we're not going to be there when he's there?
He doesn't currently have a plan, so I would assume not. Because all you guys have said at the minute is like what you know. You've not told him any like you should do this or don't do this. Nothing like that.
I think at this stage, with so many unknowns, we can't plan too intricately. And believe me, that's coming from someone who likes a plan, okay? But that we've learned recently that they don't always go that way. I think we need to have aims of what we want to do and get to, and an indication for Rakeen, these people. But like I say, they are outnumbered, and they might not even last that long. The main thing is that they are distracting and dwindling Lilelia's forces so that we can get up there and stop her. But I don't know how successful they will be.
The reality of it is, you're right. I think Rakeen's coming knowing that at least. Like, they aren't going to be able to, in terms of numbers, take anything out, but the best they can do is give us a chance to get up there and do what we need to do.
On that note, about stopping Big L, if she hasn't already started her ascension already, I think as me and Thug were discussing over dinner, we'd like to give her a chance, at least to explain to her why we're trying to stop her. And, you know, if she doesn't take that chance, then fair enough. But at least it could perhaps be some kind of leverage, or an option or an out for her if we do end up succeeding.
I don't want to kill her either.
I know not all of you will be on board with that. But I also think that we are up against more than we can handle. And we need to at least try to persuade her that this isn't right what she's doing.
Yeah, anything's worth a shot at this rate anyway. I mean, she can only say no. So plan is then, tell Rakeen about the approach, potentially a pincer where we've got big forces distracting at the front, sneak in some sneaky guys at the back, get them into the sewers, get them stabbing in every direction as they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
We use the distraction to capture the airship, get the smaller airship as well if it's still there, travel up there and set up basically to either talk Big L down or flatten her. Or get flattened in the process and the entire world implode.
Yeah, pretty much. Anybody got any notes?
Heffel, Tia?
Sorry, I'm done.
Oh, use typing. Oh, yeah, he's not there. Never mind, sorry, I forgot about that.
So when we get
Not
there,
heard of.
after the long rest, are we telling Rakeen that we're going to be later than he is, just so he knows what's going on?
We should definitely tell him when we're expecting to be ready.
Yeah.
And tell them to get there at the same time.
I mean, the thing is, to be fair, if they start attacking slightly before us, it gives them chance to get in and the sneaky people to get in the sewers. Unless, like I say, because it is worth asking them, is there a way that people, like, do you have, soldiers that would be capable of sneaking in and getting into the sewers? If not, while attacking, those agents should stay at the back, and as you push in, sneak in through the sewers, and some of them can come join us on the airship. Or they can keep, going through and, pin some movement and thing.
Yeah, maybe 30 minutes.
Even if we go through the sewers, but it's probably going to be about half an hour from when we actually long rest and get there, an extra half an hour to get the ship to where we want it to be. So that's half an hour where, one or few of us, or however many of us, are going to go get the ships and bring them back. So that's more time.
Would it be worth getting one of us, or well, again, we don't want to split the party, but maybe either. Oh, wait, okay, yeah, all right. Autumn might pipe up Matt and say, well, what if one of us stays behind at Blackstuff Tower? I'm pretty handy with my bow. I can head up to the top of the tower, give you guys some kind of heads up if any of you have a way to contact me or vice versa, and tell you how the attack is going. Whether they are. Can we see the gates from here? If we went up to the top of the tower?
You probably would be able to, yeah.
Okay, and if any of them get close to here, I can start picking them off with my bow.
I don't really want to leave you down there on your own, though. It could be very
Oh,
dangerous.
no. She would not be on her own. If she stays here, I stay here.
It meant we could keep eyes on how the attack is going, and give you guys an update in case things start to go, how you say, tits up.
Well, I have an idea. If you needed a quick escape, you could always take the smaller airship if it's still there. Come join us.
We could, or you could pick us up along your way.
Yeah, that too. I think we literally need all the firepower we can get if everything goes tits up there.
And do we have a way for either us to contact you, Fangirl? You can probably give them a sending or a message right from here.
Yep, that would be a piece of peace.
Okay. Then we can stay here, head up to the top of the tower, figure out. Like I say, if any of them get close, we can start picking them off with bows and things, spells, and give you guys a heads up if they start heading back your way.
Sounds like a plan.
Matthew, I've done my best to recreate this on the map. Would it be possible for some assistance measuring?
Why have you just called me Matthew? That feels gross.
Because you're my darling, and I would like to be polite to you.
So, I did put it in Discord while everyone was talking. So, if you were to, what is it? I've lost my thing. If you were to basically walk that route, it'd be about 30 minutes. If you're going through the sewers, which is kind of more direct in some instances, and you are running as fast as you can. I mean, like as the normal person running, not Ribbit running. It would be 15 to 18 minutes to get there. It's just over 2.2 kilometers, the total, distance.
Okay, so say if we start resting in like an hour, that takes us to about 6 a.m. Maybe we set the ambush time for 7. gives ourselves enough time to wrap up any loose ends and maybe even, as Autumn says, head up to the top of the tower, see where the forces are, send on any other extra information to Rakeen. We can set off at 7, they can attack at 7, or just before, like we say, so it gives them a little bit of time to actually distract the forces. So how about that for time?
What time are they so expected to arrive?
Within 7.5 hours?
Yeah,
Is that
you basically, before you finish your long rest, they'll be ready to go.
okay? Cool. Sorry, I'm just doing some maths. Don't mind me. Did you say it was 2.2 kilometers?
If you want exact, to get exactly to the ship as well from the sewer entrance, it's 2,335 meters.
2.335.
Is this Ribbit top speed maths by any chance?
Yeah, basically. I'm seeing if Hunter did want to get there now, how quickly I could get him. I'm just concerned that the Hunter's not the sneakiest gentleman, and I'm worried there might be occasional guards at the dock.
We've got pass out a trace. I'd have to go with you though. And we've also got the Cloak of Elvenkind as well. We need to use that. Just thinking.
5.
Oh wait, you gave me that last session. What does
Yeah.
that actually do? I don't have the thing for it.
So it makes you invisible, effectively.
At all times?
It gives you advantage on stealth checks, and anyone trying to perceive you has disadvantage on perception to perceive you. So you're not
Oh,
invisible, but if you're trying to hide,
Oh,
you've got
okay,
a
sorry,
very good
yeah.
chance.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I'm having a mare. My phone's like trying to be smart, and I don't want it to be smart.
So, on that note, then, if you guys have a plan,
Normal speed, I think I can run there in about 7 minutes. Like without even like boots or anything. So if Hunter did want to do that, I would be happy to try and sneak him on. And to be honest, I could possibly even long rest just on the ship. If we're taking that time.
Thanks, Matt.
Oh, thank you. Oh, how long does it take to attune to it?
an
I
hour.
guess.
Oh, okay, so I can do that.
You can do that as part of a rest because
Yeah.
it's not long and it's not that laborious.
Well, she doesn't sleep anyway, so she can probably find some time. Okay. I think the best chance is to go in the morning. And perhaps because at least then if there's no ship there, if there's too many guards, if something goes wrong, we're not split up and we can all teleport up there in all together, you know. Didn't you just get into some bother with quite a lot of Lelalia's forces for the
Yes,
you know how that goes.
if Misa had not forgotten that my Misa invisibility would have still been active, then Misa would not have had this issue. So as long as Misa don't think that Misa a rat again, Misa should be fine. But yes, but this if Misa get there and Misa guards everywhere, Misa likely come back anyway.
I don't believe you.
But Misa just saying, if Risa wanted to do this, Risa probably could. And Hunter make a very good point. If Risa just throw it up in the sky, Misa think he's so unlikely that anyone see Risa. But Misa also happy to wait. Misa happy either way. Misa just offering this a suggestion. Also, just before the long rest, I'm just going to slip it in now. Ribbit will just leave and go out the door of the mansion, peeking very carefully for enemies when he does so. And upon establishing that there are no enemies present,
There's none in the basement now.
it's fine. That's all he needs to know. He'll head over to the the rift to Pokemon World. No, we'll go to the rift to Eberron, where he
That's on
became
the roof.
Oh, in fact, in that case, he will go to the rift to the Pokemon World. He ain't going that far. He will gaze into the rift and think of the fond memories he has from his and Hunter's adventures there, and he will stick his head inside it.
Okay,
And-
give me a con save.
Can I
boy.
voluntarily fail this?
I think so.
Because I will.
Yeah, because you basically you're resisting. You're trying to resist the energy like coursing through you. So yeah, you can choose.
I
to
love
go
this
in.
energy now. Me and this energy are Bezzy mates. I am letting the energy flow in.
Okay, you're going to take 18 points of force damage as
Owie.
this energy rocks your body. Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Instant death.
Worth it. It's how Ribbit wants to go.
Oof.
84.
I think I've rolled an
84.
84 before.
I think I've rolled an 84 before.
It's what you've
You've
already
rolled a
got.
lot of. You've rolled a lot.
I don't
of
know what I've got.
D100s
That's the
here.
problem. I have no idea which one's active, so I'm just going to take a new one.
Oh, you have to re-roll.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's interesting. Oh,
Oh no.
that's more concerning.
Um,
You roll 100. You are summoned.
Fucking hell.
I'm just gonna read this. I'm gonna read this for you word for word, okay?
Fuck.
no.
As a very familiar sensation washes over you, Ribbit. While you still reside in the present, your body appears to also be experiencing the past simultaneously, and the death curse has taken hold once more.
No.
Every dawn, your maximum hit points decrease by 1. You die if this maximum hit points reach 0.
Just as well as only one day left, really.
What
That's what
goes
you get.
around comes back around.
Yeah. These
I
are how
can't
Misa
believe
adventure
that.
started. These are how Misa adventure will end.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh my god.
That's so funny. I was hoping
least
for
it
Globe of
wasn't that
Invulnerability, but sure, I'll take Death Curse. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, good lord.
Full circle. Jesus.
I mean, you are now classed as a cursed creature. That has benefits and downsides.
If I see a Sarak, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, recognize this? You're not the only one who can do this now. I did this to myself."
Yeah, you showed
My
him.
choices.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah.
Pokemon
Actually,
was confused. He used Death Curse on himself.
feeling strangely comforted by the feeling of the Death Curse. Ribbit returns to the War Room discussions. Yeah. Sorry, Misa just had to stick Misa head in the ball. Misa got the Death Curse again.
I was going to say, you look really peaky.
Yes, you still remember a Sarak's Death Curse?
I do!
Misa give it to myself.
Why?
Misa did not mean to. If Misa remember right, these only work once per day too, so Misa stuck with this.
Oh, well, at least
Yeah.
you feel like shit for a day.
But
Actually,
if we
Miss-
fix the rifts,
Is
How
Isa
are you
making
gonna
Misa
fix
feel
it?
at home? Oh.
Oh no!
If these are how Misa died, this is how Misa die. Misa will have to find the Sorak again, Misa guess.
I mean,
Or
yeah, there's
Misa-
another one.
Maybe
Misa will just
stick
have to
your head
take...
in it again and see if that'll take your curse away.
Isa might work in the morning. Misa will try again in the morning.
I so hope you get aged by the time stone 1 year and just die.
But yeah, Misa actually feels strangely comforted by the feeling of this occurs. Misa have almost missed it. Misa remind Misa of fun times, how Misa started Misa adventure.
I love you, man, but sometimes you're a really strange little frog.
If Misa go out this way, this are how it happen. These are gods roll the dice and Misa accept this fate.
You the dice you chose to get infected with this stupid
Are we
curse.
Are we long resting now then, and just like kind of hoping there's just no fall?
No, what, sorry?
You lagged then. That was weird. Hello, sir?
Yeah, you're not you're dead, Jack.
You went 4.
Fucked. We're all fucked.
Time suddenly slows.
I suspect if time suddenly slowed for him that much, he can't hear what we're saying right now.
Yeah, sure.
What's much funnier is that it all comes back in one go and we're just rapidly shouting everything at him. Hello.
Hello?
You saying hello to me?
Oh,
Yeah.
hello. Yes. We've not been able to hear you for a while. We didn't hear the end of what you said about the long rest.
Yeah, you
Oh.
said the word forces, maybe, but it lasted over about 20 seconds, and then you got out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the long rest, are we just hoping that there's no?
Oh no.
What?
How? How have you been doing that?
Around us when we wake.
It's the Lelia!
Sabotaging the communications.
Yeah, sorry, Jack. It went again.
I think he's saying they're hoping that there's no forces around us when we wake up, which is a fair point.
Mm.
Well, I guess we keep an eye out, right? You know, don't just.
Yeah, we've got watches.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, is anyone answering Hunter other than going, or
Well, 'cause I mean, in the immediate vicinity, we can keep watches, but we don't know if they're going to surround the tower. Although, did someone say they were going to go to the top of the tower? I assume that was after the rest, though.
Yeah, that was Autumn and Fangle.
Mm.
Basically, keep an eye out until, you know, we picked up the ship.
I mean, if they're
We
going
can,
now, then that would help with that. It depends. I mean, I guess they could take shifts.
turns. Yeah, we can take turns watching at the top of the tower and give you guys a heads up if any other forces seem to be going this way.
I mean, we do need to rest as well, though. So
Misa was thinking Misa. I mean, Misa's still happy to run Misa and Hunter over to ship. And then, worst case, we should descend and rain fire from above.
Why don't you go and scout it out? See exactly what forces are there.
There
And
are
give us a
forces.
report.
There's definitely significant forces there. I saw them, or rather, Jesper saw
Yeah,
them.
we don't want you to get stuck there or in trouble and then none of us be arrested to come and help you. That's the problem.
Yes, Misa, like Misa say, if they say guards there, then Misa will likely need more of Misa, so Misa should not approach. If he's pretty much empty, Misa unlikely to have any issues securing Lisa's ship. So Isa depend on what Wisa see when Wisa get there. And worst case, Wisa see plenty of guards when Wisa come back, and Wisa have to hope for the best and see it till the morning. Misa could also
If we do get surrounded again, we have a charge on the teleportation cube. We might have to forego the ship, but it would also be a much less conspicuous way of getting up to the towers.
What is the range on Lisa Cube?
I don't know, Tia.
Anywhere on the prime material that you've been, just teleport.
Oh, so Lisa could just go to the ship.
Yeah, but we probably want to be keeping that, don't we, in case we need it later.
Yes, but if Wisa woke up and Wisa was surrounded, Wisa just go boop and go to ship. Although
Unless
would
someone could
Hunter need to
teleport
be?
me now with a spell.
These are also true.
Before we rest.
I believe Moreau has teleport, but I'm just checking now. I don't think he has the spell slot. Character sheet's not updated, so I don't know. So it's going to be a no, because if it's not on the character sheet, it doesn't exist.
I mean, Misa
spell
happy
slot.
to run Wisa over. Like Misa say, if they set an army there, then Wisa not go in and Wisa come back.
But there is a lot of forces there.
Well, Wisa don't know that yet.
We do. We've seen
Yeah.
them.
By the docks.
Yeah, but the parrot told us, remember?
Yeah, it said that there were some patrols there, but it didn't really give you a count or
Yeah.
a number.
Yes, if Isa just guards, Misa can handle this. If Isa squadrons, then we say no handle. But if Isa just a handful, Misa can run past.
But this is what I'm saying. Then they're going to be, again, all it takes is not that I don't believe in you, Rip, but it only takes one trip, one bad move to alert them, and then they're on to you.
Misa not sure you so understand how fast Misa is. Misa very not sure you so understand. Misa broken sound barrier. Absolute worst case scenario, Misa run while invisible. Isa should not come to Isa, but if Isa did, Misa confident Misa could get Isa out of it.
I mean, ultimately, it's your choice, right? If you feel like it's the best move,
Worst case, Wisa scout. Wisa go, Wisa have a look, Wisa know what Wisa running into in the morning, and Wisa come back.
Okay, I mean, up to you.
If there's no one around, Wisa steal boat. Wisa recover boat. If there's people, Wisa come back.
Again, like, if you drive it right up to the tower, just risk alerting everyone
Yeah.
that we're here. That is
Oh, no,
Where are we going to park
yes.
it?
In the sky. Isa go
Right.
as high as Isa want.
Okay. So not necessarily right above us.
No, Isa can go wherever.
Okay.
And Hunter Book work like far, right? So Isa can talk to Isa. But Misa also happy to sleep. Misa just saying if Misa concerned about this, Misa happy to assist Hunter in this endeavor.
Well, if it's only going to be a 20-minute round trip, it'll help your mind be at peace. You know what I mean? It's sort of your precious baby. Go
Yeah.
see how hard it is. If it's easy to steal, take it. Go sleep up. Go sleep up in the sky. You know, that just seems like the fairest compromise to me.
Misa can go look anyway.
Good luck.
Jack, is your mic working?
He's
Can you
having
hear me,
troubles
sir?
with it.
Aha.
I've just suggested that he join on for talking on mobile Discord.
I have it still fucks up.
Well, we can hear you, ish.
I heard that.
Only for a certain amount of time and then fucked. Okay, I'm happy to just go in the morning if possible. If I can't get it in the morning, then just won't get it. Yeah. I just want to look
Okay.
past ASAP.
I guess the advantage of the going in the morning is that there's more of us, so we can get the little one too.
Right, I need a decision. Is something with the ships happening now? Are you doing anything else as a group, or are we long resting?
If you go in the morning, we'll probably have to use some sort of spell to get there because it is going to be 30 minutes, 40 minutes before we can actually get the ship where we want it to go. So at that point, it may be too late. Like, you know, if she's starting all her shit, ascending and whatnot, the last thing I want to do is spend half an hour, 40 minutes going and grabbing the ship and then bring.
Yeah, but I guess the counter to that is that she should hopefully be distracted by like all the forces battering at the gate, so she would be an
She
ample
also-
opportunity.
Well, Shisa forces will be, but maybe Shisa won't be.
We have an estimate. Again, it's only a guess, but we think it's about midday. So we have a lot of hours if we start early.
Done it again.
Before.
Oh.
Misa have slept through the end of the world once. Misa's scared Isa will happen again, but if we have that much time, then Isa should be fine.
I think, and Lavender will look at Hunter and just say, it would be best if we all stick together. I think he's gone. Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's given up on Discord, bless him. Oh, so annoying when it doesn't work properly.
Oh.
Can you at least hear
Oh,
us? Yeah, can you hear us?
I think so.
That's good.
If we're going in the morning, then I think we get to sleep. Also, these purple circles on the map, are they the towers?
Well, you don't know where they are at the minute, but they're meant to represent that the towers are floating in the city.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's fine.
So they're separate. So we don't even know which one she's in.
Is she in one? I assumed she was going to be like in the center of all three. Because didn't we like have a vision of it being on Blackstaff Tower? So isn't she going to like stand here and have like the three around her?
No, we were told that it needed to be like a high place or the highest place
Oh, I
in
see.
Waterdeep. And then we were thinking it was Blackstaff Tower, and then it was said no, these towers are even higher.
These towers are a regular feature of Waterdeep. I don't know Waterdeep very well.
No.
They came from Sigil.
They're the floating
For
ones
her
from Sigil.
Palace of whatever, Palace of Grace, whatever it was called.
Mm.
Yeah, we blew up the wrong building. I was thinking about this earlier.
Jack says his vote is to go in the morning.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Let's go in the morning then. Let's get some sleepy bows. Ribbit for this night would like to get his barrel of water out and sleep in his good old barrel.
You are
In
in the
Hunter's
mansion
room.
with your own hot tub. Remember, if you wish to
Yes,
use
and
it.
he he has the
Okay.
death curse. He's feeling nostalgic. He's going to sit in Hunter's room. Hunter doesn't get a
Okay.
choice about this. He's going to sit in Hunter's room, and he is going to sleep in his barrel.
The funniest thing about that is the fact that he's just not changed the water in like years.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
It's exactly the
disgusting.
same stank. Yeah.
It's more ribbit than water at this point.
Frog soup.
Ribbit will put himself in the bathroom though, in case he needs privacy. But
Okay.
that's Ribbit for the evening.
I really hope there's more than one bathroom in this match.
Oh yeah, you got en suites. It's cool.
Liam, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I think Lewis said he had some stuff to say to you as well, and
Sweet. I think
If
Lewis
Lewis
is
is here.
putting Ollie to bed.
oh, okay. In which case, before the long rest, Lavender will head over to you, Lila, and she's like kind of got one of the wild flowers that she was dressing Daek's body with before, and she hands it to you as you are kind of sat there, and she'll say, "Hey, how are you holding up?"
Never better.
Really? Because you seemed pretty cut up about Daek back there.
Of course I realize now what she meant to be her ruin. I understand. Get it. I'm what she always
What?
wanted me to be. I'm an agent of death. Everybody, the only thing I'm good at is killing. It's the one thing that she taught me how to do, and it's the one thing that I did, the one thing that I continued. And people that are open up, let in, that open themselves to me, end up the same way. The only two people that I've ever truly let in and have, in return, truly let me in a way, in their own way, are now dead.
Daek, you had some sort of bond, no?
I don't know what it was, but we understood one another in a way that I don't know whether anybody could. We had a moment, and I don't know, I felt something. I don't know if I'm betraying Saphara's memory, or even if it was something like that. I don't know. The only person that I've ever really been truly open and honest with was Saphara, and then Daek, and I don't know. I was taught to do many things, taught to be many ways under the Church of Silvermist. I was taught to be a Swiss Army knife, to get myself into or out of any situation using any means necessary. And I don't know, it was different with Daek. It was wholesome, it was honest, it was real. And I guess
Do you mean, what did you...
for a moment I thought that if I got through this, I had some kind of future plan, something that I could do to bring good into this world. And look what happened. Daek died because of me.
I think that Daek died because of Vespelia. I don't think he died because of you at all. What was it that you two talked about?
Well, Daek showed me the real them of their own free will. You see how they are now on the table. They've never shown that to any of us that I know of. So I guess that they showed it to me of their own free will, and it was a mutual common bond that we shared for reasons that I don't want to betray them by going into, if you don't mind, Lavender.
No, of course, of course.
But we'll just say that Daek has done a lot for us, the same as Tia has with their abilities and mastery over metal and utensils and instruments and whatnot. And I've gone through my life also being a tool of use to different individuals for one way or another. And we kind of resonated in an open and wholesomely honest way.
You know, I spent a lot of my years disguising myself like Dayak did. So it kind of came like second nature to me too. But with you all, I have no need to do that. And since I came back, I saw no reason to hide all the scars from my past. Dayak, he might not come back the same, you know, when we raise him. But whatever it is you feel for him, I think you should tell him when he wakes up. It might not be the same as, you know, whatever it is with me and Hunter, but life is far too short not to tell your friends that they're beautiful too, you know? It matters.
I don't think that I can. I don't think that I should. I mean, I did to Safara, and she's dead. And I did it to Dayak. In a way, I began down that road, and then Dayak dies again. And I don't know. It's all just... It's just, again, I do something, and the Lelia finds a way to take. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of all of them. They all do it. Look, they sent us, they pulled us to Theoxino, they questioned us, hoping that we could give them answers that they didn't know, and when they didn't think we were useful, they wouldn't even supply us with means to assist us, just because we weren't useful to them. It's quite laughable, really. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in some sick, twisted way, the lady was right. Maybe they all just should burn.
What? Everything?
For gods, all of them. Why do they have supreme power and varying levels of abilities, and when the world is at full stakes, just because we can't immediately be useful to them, they're just fuck it, you know? Like, they're all just, they sit up there in their ivory towers playing chess with us mortals against one another for their own reasons, when everybody just gets caught in the crossfire. I mean, the Lelia is at least bringing followers back. And I mean, I don't know. I just don't know.
I think that things are very out of balance. And I don't know how to fix it either. The gods, as you say, were certainly no help to us. But we know that if Lilelia goes through with this, then everything ends. There will be no us, nothing to come back to, and And I think this matters, Lila. I think you matter. And I don't think that you're the cause of either of those deaths. I don't know what else to say to you because I know the guilt that you feel is on your shoulders. I felt that weight too. But you can't blame yourself for it.
I appreciate your words, Lavender, I do. But I have been the cause of so much death and so much destruction. And I don't know, maybe that's all I'm meant to be. Maybe that's why she sought me out. Maybe I am right. Maybe I am just a weapon to be used. Maybe that is my purpose in life. You know, you say that there'll be nothing to come back to, but at least then there'll be peace, in a way. Nothingness. Endless nothingness. All gone. Just no more pain, no more suffering, no more loss, no more death. Just one final goodbye and done.
Well, you're not going to save the world with that attitude, Lila. You have to have something to live for.
Well, Lavender, only heroes can save the world. And I don't intend on being a hero. I intend on being the villain of the Lelia's story. So, save the world for me if you can.
Lila, we will do it at your side. And so will Dayak in the morning. We all will.
And she'll put her hand on Lila's shoulder and just say as she stands up,
get some rest, okay? You're going to need it.
At least Safara isn't here to see all of this, I suppose. That's one good thing.
You miss her?
I don't know. I've been thinking about this as well. I don't know if... I don't even know if Safara was Safara. I don't know if... Because the Lelia can bring back who she wants, how she wants. So, what if Safara was some twisted game that she played as some kind of way to... If she was truly worried about me being her ruining or her greatest thing, maybe Safara wasn't even Safara. Maybe maybe Safara was the last honored saint in disguise.
Well, what did it feel like?
I mean, to me it felt real, it felt good. But how can I trust it? Knowing everything that the Lelia does and everything that the Lelia can do, and even the things that we don't know that she's done. How do we not know it was Sister Sylvanas? Hell, any of us could be Sister Sylvanas. None of us would know. What if Safara was just some other way to put a leash on and control me in one way or another?
I think you would know. I think you would know.
It was all very whirlwind romance with Safara. It all happened so fast and everything just fell into place, and I always thought it was too good to be true. You know, two oddballs, as it were, outcasts even amongst the children of Silvermist, find each other, bond. And she was so pure, so just like fresh snow, untainted by anything.
Sounds kind of boring, to be honest. But
No,
if that's your type of thing.
It was a breath of fresh air. I think that's the sound of tiny footsteps.
Listen, she's gone. And it hurts. And Safari is someone that you can't bring back. But whatever it is with you and Dayak, whether it's, feelings for him or not, it's not over. He just might not come back the same, okay?
I don't think I'm the same either.
I don't think any of us will be after this. I'm going to go and rest. Read my book. Enjoy my library in this nice mansion for the night that Moreau has created for us. But sorry, I just saw Thomas's message. But I hope you find peace in this night, and do not let this anger consume you. I've been there, and it's not nice. It doesn't lead to nice places.
I hear you, and I understand, but you must remember I've been in not nice places before.
Haven't we all?
Mm-hmm.
And she will start to walk back into the mansion.
Okay. On that note, Lewis is back. I know, Lewis, you said on this rest you wanted to speak to Lila. Is this correct?
Yes, but I get the suspicious feeling that the conversation I was most likely going to have with Lila has just been had, so I am okay.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine, it's totally, absolutely fine.
In that case, is there any more RP or things people want to do before this long rest and during this long rest? We sorted out who's doing watches last time. So yeah, speak now for hold your peace.
I do, but I'll let other people go first.
Me too. I would like to do things. I wrote in the chat last time when we were talking about doing the long rest that I would like to take like a gauntlet or a pauldron or something, or like a bracer of each one piece from Catherine's armor set and one piece from Arabella's armor set, and in the most unpristine way, because I'm not in any way, shape or form an artificer or a blacksmith, in whatever would be the easiest to attempt to get rid of the spikes out of, so I could go in to this scenario with the Lelia wearing a piece of all of them. If you understand what I'm meaning, Matt. I don't care about holding the enchantment or anything of it. I just want a piece of each of their armor to be like, hey, look at what we've done. Like, these are where your honored saints have gone.
That's awesome.
Yes. However, the parts that like were sticking out of it, the branding parts, they held the enchantment too. which means they are as strong as anything else with a magical enchantment on it. So you need to give me a method of getting rid of them or getting around that problem.
Can you dispel magic it?
Somebody can dispel magic at will, can't they? Is that
Anyone
you?
got one of them
No.
lying around?
Nah.
Well, two of them lying around?
Ah, Tia can!
Ha
Haha, Tia. Would it still work functionally as my set of armor, Matt? Like, would it just be additions to my armor? I wouldn't take an AC lower or anything, would I?
If you're just like taking bits, just more as a
As a message.
Yeah, as a message.
More cosmetic.
Yeah.
Skin change. Reskin.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic then. In that case then, I will light bulb moment appears above my head, and I will try and find Tia. To once again ask them to do a thing for me. As if I haven't already done that enough this campaign.
I'm pretty sure you'll bump into Tia as they're beginning to leave the armory, the workshop.
Actually, wait. First, I'm going to Ribbip.
Ribbit is asleep in a tub in Hunter's room.
I am going into Hunter's room, and I am not trying to be silent because I don't want them to wake up and try and assassinate me. So I will open the door and knock on the door quite loudly to see if they wake up.
Hello, sir. Who's there, sir?
It's me. It's your wet friend. The lower part of the totem pole.
Greetings, sir. Ribbit will slither out of the tub or the barrel.
Oh, it's okay. You can stay in there. I don't mind. I just where is your bag of holding? I didn't want to try and sneak around and you try and murder me because you thought I was trying to steal from you.
Oh, yes. And he rummages through his filthy kimono to find the bag of holding and hands it out to you.
Amazing, thank you. I'll take a bracer, I guess, Matt. And then I will. Is Hunter in here as well?
He is, but he is conked out asleep.
Amazing. Ribbip, could you maybe get his bag of holding and get the left arm bracer of Catherine's armor set for me? Because again, I don't want him to wake up and kill me.
I will do this.
Startles awake and accidentally sickening radiance the room.
That's what I was afraid of. Thank you.
Yeah.
You are gracious, amazing, and magnanimous. And I will bow deeply to Ribbip and then leave the room.
These have been a great honor. And he will also bow deeply.
And then I will bump into Tia at the armory. Tia?
Hmm?
Hi. I'm really sorry. I know that I just continue to ask you to do things for me. Without really doing anything in return, because I don't really have anything to offer apart from the ability to murder. Do you potentially... Oh, what's... Are you okay?
No.
What?
But
What's wrong?
it just that there is now only the sound of one.
The sound of one what, Tia? And Lila will do that knee sit to get down so that she's head height with you.
Yeah. The forgery. There used to be sound of two. harmonious of tinkering, the sounds of the hammers. But now there's only one. I'm not used to this for quite some time now.
Well, it's gonna be okay. Morrow will pull through like Morrow always does. And Daik will be back with us tomorrow. And then the sound of two will be here again. I know it's sad and losing people hurts, and it doesn't get any easier. But we should be very grateful for the time that we do spend with those people that mean a lot to us. And I bet that Daik would love to hear just how important those harmonious sounds of two are to you when they wake back up.
You think so?
You know what? I know so. And then Lila will take a part of her like battle skirt stuff and wipe your eyes away.
Oh, and the thing you wanted?
Well,
Ready now?
oh, is it? Oh, thank you so much.
Do you want to have a look?
I would love to see. You are the best tailor that I've ever come across.
That did not work. Hang on.
Lila just starts glitching out as she can't read that file format.
No, Lila just goes, "Oh, I don't have that required software. I'm just going to hug you instead." Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Tia, this is more than I even anticipated. Thank you so much. And I will hold my arms out and wait to give you a big hug.
Yeah, hugs back.
And I squeeze very tight.
Not
No.
too tight.
Oh, sorry. I'll let go a little bit. Now, why don't you get rid of those tears? Because we only need one tear around here, and I'll wink at you.
If there's nothing else going on, get some rest.
Yeah. If I could borrow you for just one more second, I really want to make a statement when we go and see the Lelia and know that all of the loss that we've received from her and all of the ways that she continues to take from us, I want her to know that there are consequences to her actions. So I was wondering if you could possibly dispel the enchantment that is on these two pieces of armor, and I'm going to do my best impression of you and Daik and hammer out all of these spikes on the inside so that when we go and see her tomorrow, she'll know that we mean business and that she has no backup coming to help her.
Enchantment?
Yeah, so these pieces of armor, they're magical. And the spikes on the inside, they're also magical. Now, I can't break magical pieces of armor, but if the enchantment is gone from them, if you can dispel them, then I can chisel away and break off the spikes overnight and wear them without injuring myself or passing myself over to the Lelia in whatever way that they're supposed to do that.
DM, a question. How
Yes?
much spike is actually in there?
The whole thing, it's like an Iron Maiden. The entire suits of armor are like Iron Maidens.
Yes, but if it's just the shoulder and the arm guard,
No,
how
it's
much would that be?
2 braces, so like the forearm wise, loads and loads and loads. Matt, you'll know better than me, but there's loads and loads and loads, right?
Yeah, it's as if you were take a page from the Bible and stick it on the underside of a piece of armor. There's going to be a lot of text there. It is all like one solid piece, though. So, like, it's not each individual spike is enchanted. The whole thing is one enchantment.
Yeah.
Right. But how spiky are they, so to speak?
They're not pointed intentionally, but because they're so small in the shape of letters, they still are quite spiky.
Okay. Would it be possible to just add paddings to it?
If you did that, it wouldn't really fit properly. Because the whole idea is it's meant to like stick it. It's meant to be put on hot and branded into the skin, and basically dig into the skin, puncture it, and cauterize the wound at the same time. Not by a lot, but enough that it's a snug fit already.
Okay, this will take a while. Leave it here for a bit and I'll be able to do something with them.
Oh no, you need your rest, Tia. Honestly, I can do my best at hammering away the wording on the inside. I just, if you have the ability to, if you could just break the enchantments, then you can go and get all the rest that you need, and I can do my best to hammer away at these things. I don't want you not getting enough rest for tomorrow. It's a big day.
I would like to cast Dispel Magic on them. I presume each piece is one, so casting twice.
You cast Dispel Magic, and while the magic washes over and removes any kind of effect that is lingering on the item, it does not seem to affect the enchantment itself.
What does that mean, Matthew?
It means that's not really how Dispel Magic works. You would have to go through quite a bit of a process to get rid of that enchantment. Disenchanting.
Just told me that before all of this.
Maybe
kind
just
of
like
wouldn't
graph
know,
them
so-
to your breastplate.
I heard none of that then. You cut in and out like a motherfucker.
Who?
You,
Me?
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just graph them to your breastplate. Just like have them like, like pointing outwards. Like scare, or like on your pauldrons, like scary arms. Or maybe holding your head. Do you have a helmet?
Yeah, no. Do I, Matt? Yes, no? I don't know. I don't think
Maybe
I
just
do.
wear them around your neck like a chain.
No.
Like Jack Sparrow when he cuts off people's fingers.
Fucking Matthew.
I can't interrupt these things because I've done that in the past with Thog, and then Lewis is like, I know this, let me speak. So I'm not speaking until you actually try and do a thing now. Because I don't know specifically what you have in mind to get rid of the enchantment until you say it. So I ain't gonna say anything.
Alright.
This is a magically enhanced item.
It
I
is.
don't think that the dispel magic works on it.
No,
as
neither do I. I suddenly have the voice of another god doing nothing but taking things away from me in my head.
It was worth a try.
Yes, it's
If there would have been a curse or something else put on it, then maybe it would have been gone.
You know what? I've got a much better idea because I know the artwork that I sent to the benevolent being running this game. Thank you very much, Tia. Have a wonderful sleep. I'll see you in the morning. You are the best. Don't let anybody ever tell you any different. You are incredible and I love you. You deserve everything good in the world because you are everything good in the world. Ribbit! And I would like to go back to Hunter's room.
Ribbit back in his barrel, sloths out. Comes to the door this time.
Hello. I'm already bowing at the door as you open it.
Ah, hello, sir. You are struggling to sleep also.
Yes, I require additional blankets. Could you potentially put these back in their respective bags and then get out the chest plate / torso part of each of the pieces of armor and help me rip the capes off of them, please?
Oh. And Ribbit will start doing that.
Okay.
Lila
Easily
will
done.
help. And then Lila will bow and say thank
Apart
you.
from, there is only one cape.
Arabella has one too.
Arabella's is the
Didn't burn
cape
it.
you have. It's Catherine's, whose armor and body were incinerated in a fire. The
No, the
armor
armor I
only
took.
Yeah,
No, you
after
chucked it in the fire first.
So the armor survived because of the magical enchantment. The cape was not magically enchanted, so that is not present, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Ribbit is looking at you with eyes. Single bead of sweat falls down his head. You, sir, may have destroyed the Sir One. Maybe.
I have a... That's fine. Thank you, Ribbit. You're a benevolent, froggy god to the people in that strange place that you told me about, and you deserve all the greatest things in the world, and I hope that you survive tomorrow, and if so, we should definitely make a totem pole of victory over the Lelia's corpse. Thank you so much. I'll leave you to get to sleep, and I will turn around and stomp away.
Miss, I love you too! And back in the barrel I go.
I am going to take Catherine's pouch, component pouch that is on my person, and I am going to fashion that into with some form of string or rope floating around in this place. I'm going to use it and attach it to the bottom of the sword like a on the handle sword on the bottom of the hilt, like
on the pommel
piece of decoration.
Nice.
And then tie Arabella's cape in some sort of fashion around my torso in a diagonal, and then go back outside because you're ruining things.
I didn't put the corpse in a fire.
It's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Okay, cool. You are Honoured Saint Adorned. Is anybody doing anything during this long rest or just prior to it? Also, hello, Chris. There is the plan.
Other than I will do something which will be sending that plan that Lavender has and Frankie has very kindly put in the chat.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm just going to count up those words. I don't think there's. I think probably 2 sendings. 3.
I mean, you could probably cut out some words as well,
Yeah.
like some of the little words. We get airship. You know.
Yeah.
I am not succinct. If anything, I am not succinct.
Chris, a question.
Yep.
So does whatever in the mansion stay in the mansion in terms of do they disappear if they're taken outside?
They get kicked
What
out.
happens in the mansion stays in the mansion. So
As
Yeah,
as in,
anything,
like,
anything that's left in the mansion gets kicked out automatically, but it doesn't like so. When the spell ends, it scatters out into the hall or whatever it's in. It's not
as
like a pocket
in
plane that you can store stuff in.
food wise.
the only thing I forgot to mention on that plan is that obviously to tell Rakeen that we're using the airship to then go and board the towers. Should they be done by then, they can join us. If not, then that's where we're headed, and that's where they should aim for when they're done. / if they're still alive.
So yeah, cool.
Uh,
I'll add that in.
I would like to go.
So yeah, so what we're
find
planning to do
Necro.
is distraction assault at the east gate, as many forces into the sewers, kind of sneaking in, and then just try and open as many gates as they can, get people in, and then just create ambushes and chaos around the city to keep them all down there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you finish the sending, you get the start of a reply, and you can tell that Rakeen at the other end, whatever he's doing, he is shouting, and you hear back blasting through your head, "A sword day, a red day, as the sun the guy through the portal said it better. Never mind. Just get ready, guys. Yeah, Moreau. Got it.
All right, Matt, that's brilliant.
That's fucking brilliant.
Moreau kind of holds his head for a second. And goes, I think they're getting ready. The plan has been received. I'm going to go and get some bed rest.
Mel,
Oh, yes, dear?
do you need any more help or send any more messages out?
I think I should be okay. I've got a couple of health potions. I've got a greater health potion, and I think I've got 2 potions of healing in here as well. I should be okay for that. But no, thank you, Tia. I'll get some rest, get some spells back, and then I'll learn that how to raise the dead for our good old friend Dick.
I can cast some catnaps if you need anything in the meantime.
I don't think I do. I mean, does this? I just need to kind of get some shut eye for 4 hours or so. I'm a bit of insomniac, so I just need to stay still and close my eyes, and a few hours I'll be good to go. But thank you.
If you needed
I appreciate it.
something for shorter term. Okay.
No, nothing for the short term at the moment. I should be okay. But thank you.
Okay, I'll go get some rest as well then. Tia pulls out a strangely familiar looking toy but made into a plushie and hugging it while going back to their room. That looks like a unicorn.
Nice.
As you are heading up to your room, Mirror, which I believe is opposite Lavender's, if I remember rightly.
I think it is.
Yeah, as you head into your room, Lavender is kind of stood in her doorway, and she has she's been laying these wildflowers for days, and she has like a sprig of lavender that she's kind of rolling between her palms. And as you pass, she'll kind of catch your ear. Thank you. And she'll say, "You think you can bring him back? like you did for me?
I hope so. I truly do.
Would he want to? I mean, what if the same thing happens to him as it happened to me?
Well, I think part of me thinks it's not up to him anymore. We, the world, needs him, and sometimes I guess destiny has other plans for us.
I am feeling slightly better as the days go on, but even when I rest, I still feel like there's something missing. I just hope it doesn't get taken from him too.
I know. I think we've all done some things I think we're gonna have to learn to live with after all this, but I guess that's the point, isn't it? We've all gotta learn to live again.
I think you're right, but Ezekiel, for the first time in a long time, I actually have something to live for, and I'm scared.
You can't be brave unless you're scared, I guess. You're the bravest person I think I know.
Right. You're right. There is no bravery without fear. Thank you, Moreau. As always, your words of wisdom have inspired me.
Hey, I just say what I say. Hopefully it'll make sense to someone, because it doesn't to me. He smiles and good night, Miss Lavender.
Good night, Moreau. And she will head down to, I imagine, do her watch with Eve, I think.
Okay. Just outside the mansion, in a quiet basement, surrounded by corpses, you are pretty much undisturbed, and you don't hear any noise from above. All is quiet on your watch. Is there anything you're doing, or are we moving on to the next watch?
Are you gone?
How you doing, mate? That was pretty intense back there.
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm okay. I noticed you casting a spell back there. Was it detect evil and good, no?
It was, yeah, and I think you know what I sensed. I didn't want to bring it up in front of everybody or ask you before you were ready to talk about it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I have suspected, not that I can confirm for sure until you cast it. But what you saw confirmed my suspicions, I think.
What do you suspect exactly? Is this regarding you coming back in inverted commas?
You know, I appreciate you not telling anyone.
We don't have to
For the
talk
first,
about it. It's okay. You don't
no,
want to.
it's just with you guys. It's the first time that I haven't been on my own, you know, and I've been accepted, and I think I spent a lot of my life trying to stop people doing things like this to other people. You know, where I'm from, this type of magic, it's not accepted. It's part of the reason why I do the things I do. I'm the only person who would kind of delve into that kind of darkness, but I I would destroy things like I am now. And I've just become the very thing that I have worked my life against, I guess. And I just don't want to, no longer be accepted within this group.
I don't think that's true. I mean, yeah, sure, you got a bit of a quirk going on there, but you're one of us, mate. You're a good person. It doesn't matter. We've all got our things, right? We're all unique, interesting types. This is just another one of those quirks. Hell, we have 2 alternate reality boys who turned up dead in our reality. We've got an ex Lelalia, follower. We've got whatever the hell Thog is. We've got Teffel with their shield and their half dead face. We got me, who's like a loser zoologist from the jungle, who happened to stumble across a mad conspiracy to murder the entire thing. We work well because we're all different. And we all have our unique and interesting quirks. I don't think you should discount yourself because of that. If anything, you've made it work for you. I think if it wasn't for the way you think and the fact that you're here, what you can do, we wouldn't have made it this far at all.
The thing is that I feel the same. I feel like myself. I feel like I have my thoughts, my memories. I feel, like me. But I was saying to Moreau, I feel like something is missing, something's gone, and I don't think I will ever get it back. I've heard of rituals that take people out of themselves, and I don't know where a soul goes if such a thing, can be released, never to be seen again. But I don't know, I just feel hollow. And being with you all makes it feel less that like that,
Hold on to that feeling. You may feel that way, which I can't imagine how hard it is. But you found meaning, you found joy, you found love, you found spirituality in the people who surround you. That's giving you that meaning that you didn't have before. I mean, I don't know if souls exist. I don't understand much about this crazy, crazy world that we all live in. But what I do know is that you have genuine connections here. And if they keep you going, if you're sustained by that, there's nothing wrong with that. After all this, fingers crossed we make it through, come what may. Maybe we could search for that piece of you, Go on a new mission, a new kind of adventure together.
I hope so. I hope we survive this.
I hope so too. I really do. We've all been through so much. And it feels like we've lost and gained so many things, people, experiences. It's overwhelming. Do I feel equipped to be going up there tomorrow, facing effectively a demigod? No, I'm terrified. But we do it anyway because we have to. Because it's the right thing to do.
Tell me about it. Seriously, I would take a blood spatter over this again any day. 3 weeks ago, give me a murder to solve. I had no idea that this would be where I was ended up, and I kind of miss it in a way. But
this is your final, crime to solve, right? Get to the bottom of this, and you save the world.
Yeah. I thank you for your reassurance, Eve. It is much appreciated, and I hope that it will not matter too much to anyone else.
I don't think it will. Like, you're my friend, come what may. I don't. I care for you, obviously, in the sense that, you know, I don't like how this makes you feel, but it doesn't change how I feel about you. Still the best egg you've always been.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate you saying that.
Now,
Are
would you
you,
like to talk to your cat?
I think I should.
If you need a bit of cheering up, because Lord knows we
Yeah.
all need it at the moment.
I sure. Let's go for it.
No pressure, obviously. I mean, if you've got anything else you want to say, I'm always here to listen. Hell, if anything, that's what's keeping me sane tonight. But if not, have some moggy banter.
Mushroom.
An evil cast
You
speak
know,
with animals, of course. On both of
wait,
us.
has Mushroom met other Mushroom yet?
No! How interesting. I don't know whether you can cast speak with plants on a cat. I don't see why not.
Have fun, Matt.
We're about to find out.
Lavender will kind of update Mushroom on the past day's events. And as she's kind of reeling it off, she kind of like thinks about it for a minute and she goes, Mushroom, when I stepped through that portal and I left you, did you ever try or hear me trying to reach out to you?
No. You were just gone.
What about when you reappeared here? Did my patron, Queen Mab, did she come and get you at all? Or did you just reappear?
Well, I don't know who that is, but, well, I was in an alleyway, and then a tall lady picked me up. And there was lots of flashing lights, and then I was here with you again.
It's like a tall, big, scary lady dressed in a lot of black?
Some of those meet the description. I wouldn't say scary. The places you've taken me have kind of desensitized me to these things.
True. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Just theoretically, not trying to worry you or anything, but if you were going to have a last meal, what would you like to have for it?
Oh, everything. If I could have anything.
Okay, with one thing.
Oh. Huh.
Like, do you want fish? Do you want a chicken leg? Do you want, what else did you like? You want some shrimp? Maybe? I don't know what Murrow's servants can rustle up, but anything you want, I will ask them for you.
We don't get shrimp very often. Yes, I'll have that.
Okay. Well, come with me then, I guess. And she'll pet his head and do a little to him. Thank you, Eve, for your friendship and your support.
No problem. Just be kind to yourself out there, yeah? And again, I don't think it's going to change anyone's mind. We're all here because we care. We're all here because we like being alive. Well,
Fuck you.
most of us, anyway. And we like to make sure that other people who we lose, hopefully, are alive in the process as well.
We're going to get him back. We're going to do it all together.
I
I
hope
certainly
so.
now have something to live for.
We do. If nothing else, just for each other and the new dawn.
That's us, I think.
Okay. Watch number 2, I believe, is. I want to say it's either Moreau and Lila or Thog and Lila.
I got 2 in a row, so I'm down for whatever.
I'm happy with either. Doesn't bother me.
Cool, Moreau and Lila. Once again, your watch is very uneventful. There are no noises from upstairs or in the tower. All is quiet as you are surrounded by death. Are you two doing anything?
Yeah, I think Moreau's probably gonna mention something. But he's gonna. How you doing, Lila? How you feeling about all this?
I don't know, Moreau. I'm having difficult thoughts. I'm having had a conversation with Lavender earlier on that's got my head into different places. I miss Dayak. I feel like I'm somehow to cause for a lot of these things. I'm questioning if previous love has been of my own accord or if that was somehow also manipulated by Lilalia. I'm questioning if... And there's like a... You know that kind of like exasperated like look and that exasperated like smile of like... I just... Some parts of me are thinking maybe Lilalia has it right. I don't know, I just want this to be done with now. I want it to be over one way or another.
Yeah. You've been through a lot. I think more than most. I think we all need this to just be done.
I think it's gonna come down to this, Moreau. You being the master of all of life over death. I want to ask you a favor.
Of course, anything.
I haven't known you long, so I understand if this is hard for you, and I understand that it will also probably be hard for everyone else, but I want you to promise me that if I go down in that fight, I don't want you to bring me back.
Okay.
If I'm done, I'm done. And it was a good run. I know that they'll probably yell at you, and I know that Lavender will get very animated to bring me back, but I don't want to live my life over again. I've done horrible things, truly horrible things, for reasons that I thought were right at the time, and I've been given a second chance that I didn't deserve. I'm at peace with it. Let fate decide the outcome.
That's fine. I would never want to bring anyone back if they truly didn't want to be here. I'll be honest. Lavender was saying to me earlier about Dayak and whether he wants to come back and how she's feeling and things like that. But And I said at the time, and I stick by it, that I think for this particular occasion, I don't think it's for any of us to make that decision. It's what the world needs. But
Yeah.
once this fight is done, will the world need us?
No, the way I look at it is that this showdown between the Lelia and myself has been coming for a long time, one way or another. And one of us isn't going to walk out of it. And it's probably going to be me that's not going to walk out of it. But I'll do everything I can to protect you and protect the others. But we all have to pay for the things that we've done at some point or another. And my debt is so vast, bro. I am so far in the red that I honestly don't think that anything that I could do could ever get me out of that.
Moreau kind of just looks at you at that point and stares back and goes, I know a thing or two about that. Listen, it's quiet out here. Let's come inside for a second. And he'll usher you into the saloon area.
Okay.
And he'll walk up to the bartender, and you see there's this spectral figure stood by a human male, blonde, short crop blonde hair. Yeah. What are you drinking?
You know what? I've always been quite fond of a bourbon.
2 bourbons, please, Halber. And you see this spectral figure create it. You don't notice anything about him?
Do I notice anything about him? He's got
That's for Matt to make a
Passive
decision on.
perception of a 10. So Lila would notice sparse details, but nothing specific if you're trying to, hint at something.
Take a good look.
You describe him to me again?
He's human male, short cut blonde hair. Seems very put together. But I'll say, as you probably look closer, and now Moreau's kind of hinted at it, you can see there's a scar running just along across his neck. And some bruising that's kind of covered by his, even the spectral form.
Oh. I might not be the most perceptive, but I'm gonna take a guess that maybe this was a previous you?
Not quite. His name was Halber. He was one of the first folks I met when I came into the Domains of Dread.
Nice
He
to meet you,
points over at
Halber.
another person over there, and there's a halfling drifting through, halfling female, kind of spiky red hair. Her name was Juniper. She died as a result of a spell I cast, accidentally trying to contain a summoning ritual that went on in Halver's house. I'm over there, and he points out another one, and he starts to recount and point out different members of the thing, and every single one of them that he tells you is someone who he was friends with who died. And all the dozen or more than a dozen of all former party members who he's been with. Some people carry their regrets with them. I get mine to buy me drinks. Make either a perception or insight check for me. Your choice.
Okay, let me get my character sheet up and see which one I'm equally shit at. I feel like I'm probably better at insight than perception, but we'll have a look. See. You know what? I am better at insight, so I will insight that. Natural 1.
Yeah, you don't notice anything. And Moreau just kind of. I think sometimes this magic's here to curse me, to remind me of all the things that I've done wrong in my life. I have a debt, much like yours. While we're telling stories, do you want to know how I think I ended up in all this mess?
I mean, it might be our last night on Toril, so go for it.
I'm shockingly enough not a doctor, not a real one.
You're not a medical practitioner?
I know.
You, of all people, Moreau. Shock horror.
Growing up, I was just 16 when my parents died. My sister was younger than me, kind of the accident baby. She was a good 8 years younger than me. So she got taken to an orphanage. And the man who ran it was a fiend and a drunk. So I needed to get her out, and I was pretty much told I could pay off a magistrate to release her to my care when I was younger. So I stole and I hustled and I did what I could. I came from a poor family, nothing much to talk of. So I hustled and I eventually pulled enough money to get her out of there. But then I was a young 18-year-old with no job, no skills, no apprenticeship. So I hustled some more and did what I could and kept it going. Eventually came up with this wonderful persona, Dr. Ezekiel Moreau, and a wonderful tonic that I could give to folks to cure them of their ills. Of course, I'd skipped town before they realized it was all just sugar water. Anyway, I never wanted her to know what I did, that I conned people for a living. Couldn't take the disappointment of that, but made enough money to get her through, get her a dowry. Got her married to a nice young fella, sensible. Anyway, she eventually she fell pregnant, and then then the local ruler got involved in some spat with some other next door equally rich shit despot, and her young husband got sent off to war. Well, because he fucking died, didn't he? So, trauma of that. Baby comes early, doesn't make it. She's hurt, left not in a good way afterwards. So I say she can stay with me. I'm never there. I'm still doing what I need to do. The just one room she couldn't go into, the room where I kind of made all the tonics and things. Anyway, I skip town. I do my usual thing until one day I'm doing my rounds, moving from town to town, and all of a sudden I hear a sound in the distance. Torchlight, pitchforks, all that sort of thing. I hear people looking for someone of my description, my name. Well, it turns out that the batch of tonics that I prepared, something either went wrong with them. I don't know what exactly it was. Maybe some shithawk supplier who I dealt with gave me a bad batch of something. What I've been selling is a placebo. Well, it was a fucking poison, wasn't it? in the most recent batch. Counted 40 dead, 24 of them kids. I just fucking ran. I ran and I ran and I ran, and they chased me with dogs and hounds through the night. I didn't sleep for days. I told myself this isn't my fault. This is whoever did this. It was a mistake. It had to be a mistake. I couldn't. It could have been me. I'm not a killer. Anyway, I eventually made a plan. I was going to get out of there. I was going to take Electra. We were going to escape. I had plans in case things and never came back to haunt me. Until I crashed through the door of my house. Try to pull things together. Shouted, "Boy, was she!" And then I saw the door to the back room open. Electra had gone in. I don't know why. I guess she thought she was feeling maybe ill that day. Maybe thought her clever brother had. She could have some of her clever brother's tonic. I don't know how long she'd been there for, but she was dead. Lying there on the floor, with the bottle still in her hand. I collapsed. I don't know how long I was there for before the mob came in through the door. I just remember being almost emotionless. I tried to tell them. I was begging that I'd do anything. I was desperate. I did not want to believe I was a killer. She, eventually I just remember hearing the shouts. Murderer, child killer, scum. They pulled out my eye. The beating. Thought I was going to be dying. I accepted myself for that fate. Next thing I know, the mist had come. I woke up next to a roadside. One eye less, with a medical bag in my hand, a new suit, and a party of a few fools, including this fucker, and he points at Halber, who come walking down the road, so I introduced myself. I've been running ever since. We've all got red in our ledger. I felt guilty about what happened ever since. But until recently, it's a tragedy. I didn't want to happen, but until recently, part of me still thinks I didn't do anything wrong. Someone was going to sell them those bottles regardless. Most of them were probably dead already. It was an accident. I didn't mean to, but just how many people put their faith in me and died because they thought I was selling them a tonic to a cure to all their ills. That's my burden.
Lila stays very
I've for it ever
quiet.
since.
Sorry, Lila stays very quiet until you finish talking. And then you watch the way that she holds herself normally is with a kind of stiff back, that graciousness that she walks around with, you know, that kind of practiced walk. You watch her shoulders kind of drop a bit. And she nods at you in that kind of sideways nod. And then downs the bourbon. Puts it in front of Halper. Asks for another. And then looks at you while the drink's being poured and just goes, Moreau, from one killer, you're not a killer. It was an unfortunate accident from what you did. You are right, there is blame to be where you are. But you are not a murderer. You are not an intentional killer. At least, you weren't then. If you're going to be honest with me, I guess I'll be honest with you too, since everybody else is asleep. I spoke briefly to Teffel, and Ribbip overheard the things that I have done in the past. That even when I was trying to be truthful, I still couldn't be truthful. I didn't want to admit it. I was trying to, as you say, run from who I was and what I did for things, for people, for power. I think that if I had honestly continued down the path that I was walking, I would have made Vinvala look like Santa Claus. You may have accidentally killed people, Moreau, but I have murdered. I have slain. I have eviscerated. I have done all of that and more. And I did it all with a smile on my face. And that includes children, Moreau. I have killed many children. All for a pat on the back, to be told that I was good, and that I was faithful, and that I was devoted, and that I too could be like Vespilia. I too could fly through the ranks and stand next to Lelia as her right hand, sweeping the lands, raining down justice in her name on the unbelievers, on the turncoats. I did it all with a smile on my face because I thought that I could do that. I was talking to Lavender earlier, and she asked me what Safara was like. And I said that Safara was pure, like untouched fresh snow. She was so innocent, Moreau. She was honestly pure. She believed. She believed from the get-go that that Lelia was the right cause. Like all of us, she truly believed. Lavender said it was boring, but to me, it made me feel less of a monster than I was. She was so beautiful, so untouched, so untainted by the world, that somebody like that could look at me with love and adoration. It just made me feel good again. In a way that I didn't really know how to feel good again. And now I question even that. I don't know if that was just some other ploy that the Lelia did. I don't know if it was some way to rein me in. I don't know. Before I really had a change of heart on everything, I feel like I was on a mission that would have quickened up everything that's happening here. We all know the story of the Raven Queen and how she, ascended from mortality to the plane of gods. Well, there was a group of individuals that I was sent after, and one of them in particular was a halfling called Nigel. And I was told to be there to research portals because I was told to tell them, that I was there to look into portals because where they were, portals were opening from the Shadowfell to the Prime Material and from the Feywild to Prime Material, and they weren't closing, much like these rifts aren't now. But my real mission that I was there was to investigate Nigel, because this Nigel fellow had interacted with the Raven Queen, not as a follower of the Raven Queen. She had deemed him important enough to go to him and to talk to him about something. And obviously, the Lelia caught wind of that and sent me to try and do my best to get as close to them as possible, and to maybe possibly even somehow gain an audience with the Raven Queen, to ask her, or to use my influence with Nigel to try and find things out about her that the Lelia wanted to know. And I've got a feeling that it was something now to do with what we're dealing with now. And I turned my back on that mission because I kind of saw that this was all going down the wrong path, and that maybe the Lelia wasn't really truly what she said she was. I never really questioned anything before because I was just a good child to Mother. I did what I was told, and I did it with gusto. And so what I'm saying, Moreau, is that you shouldn't beat yourself up about what happened. It was an unfortunate accident, and you are right to take accountability and to ride that and own that, but you shouldn't be so hard on yourself as you are. Because at the end of the day, there are much worse people out there, Moreau, and I should know because I am one of them. You are sitting here with a bona fide, unadulterated, mass killing machine of all ages. And that's the reason why I'm saying don't bring me back, because I have slain countless innocent people for the Lelia, and I think it's about time that my turn came up. And then she sips her drink again.
Your wishes will be honored. But hell, maybe you and I could ride out eternity in the domains of dread.
You know what? I wouldn't mind that so much.
Always good to have company. Clinks his glass against yours. That's one
Just
thing in all of this.
do me a favor, actually.
Yeah.
Honor me in a different way. Bring me back as one of these fine fellows here. And I would love to be a part of this mansion and a part of your story for as long as it goes on, even if I can't physically be here.
Of course. Thank you. Yeah. And you see a spectral figure start to come up, and you didn't notice it before. It wasn't one of the ones Moreau picked out. And she kind of takes the drinks and puts them on her thing. And for a second, you kind of look at her, and there's like a streak of white hair through her jet black hair. And you notice it now she's next to Moreau. There's a very close family resemblance. She takes the drinks, drifts off. Moreau looks longingly and sorrowfully at her. Well, if there's one mystery still left. Did you hear them say that I was their firstborn?
I did, and that is quizzical tether that we need to pull on, or at least you need to pull on if you get out of here.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine that one way or another. Anyway, I think let's get into the end of this watch. Better get back out there before we're found dancing.
Lila stands up and as she stands up, she goes, "What is your favorite season, by the way? Do you have a favorite season, or do you have a favorite flower?"
Autumn. It's a time of death, but all things have to die to be reborn.
And do you have a favorite flower?
No, never really given much thought. I think maybe a lily.
Lila puts her hand back up under her hair and rustles around for a minute, shakes it as if she's scratching her head, and shakes her hair for a moment, and then pulls out a lily petal and just hands it to you and goes, "Something to remember me by if I do go."
Thank you very much. Do you want me to escort you out?
You know what?
He'll offer his arm in like that old gentlemanly way.
Lila picks up the sides of her new battle skirt from Tia and does an old-timey plie bow, and then loops into your arm and puts that gentle petite hand that they do on your bicep and allows you to escort her out.
And he'll escort you out into the main bit where you were taking watch in the first place. And he'll curtly nod and resume his watch.
Okay. The rest of the watch is uneventful. Final watch is Thog and Lila. If you're doing anything, let me know. If not, we can progress to dawn.
I'm fine unless Lewis particularly wants to do anything. I know that Lewis said he might have wanted to chat, but...
No, it's alright. As I said before, I think he had the conversation that I'm assuming Frog and Lila would have had. But if Lila wants to, if Frog will more than willingly just sit next to Lila for the watch and say, if you want to talk, I'll listen. If not, that's okay.
I think Lila will just nod at you and then just stay in silence, but if you do decide to talk, then she would respond, but if it's silence, then it's just silence.
Yeah, that's alright. So, Thug will take out the, she'll give you a little warning, so that might be a bit bright. And she'll take out a polishing cloth and light up the sun sword and just rest it over her knees and just start polishing it, even though it's very clear that it's obviously it doesn't need anything.
Yeah.
But and she'll say, how well did you how well did you know Safara and Livala before all of this?
Well, Safara was what I thought would be the only person who would ever love me. And the thing that I buried at her grave in Barovia was the ring that I was going to propose to her with. Linvala, as I said before, I never really knew Linvala. I'd heard of her, and I'd heard of her devoutness and her greatness to the Order. But I was away on a mission of my own when Sifara went to Barovia and passed away. So I only really knew after a couple of years when I made my way back that Linvala had gone to recover her personal effects, and that's all I really knew.
Well, let me tell you about Safara, and let me tell you a little bit about Linvala. And like without Thog going into too much of the details, without Lewis having to go into all the details, Thog will tell Lila about meeting Safara, and amusingly recall how she endlessly went on at the Vistani the first time we went, and Thog was clearly the only one listening, and how with Linvala, everything that happened with her, that she was clearly a religious fanatic. Thog takes one to know one, but it's very much she was strong, she was true, she was, Thog genuinely had no idea that she would take it that far in the very short time, the very, very short time that Thog was not there to take such drastic steps in Barovia. It was all of 5 minutes turned around and that happened. But she'll emphasise just underneath underneath the dogma, there was a person there who, even though she ended up doing terrible things, she did a lot of good in her time. She could do great things, and her and Safara, in the best way possible, shared many similar qualities that could have led Safara, obviously in her innocence, and Linvala in her steadfastness, could have easily, Thog could see their inner good, even though they were in their own way each barriers in the way of it fully shining through, be it naivety or steadfast devotion to the religious dogma. And as she finishes polishing up the sun sword, Thog will take out and light a cigar and say, to be honest with you, I'm a soldier. I've never, sentiment doesn't come into it very much. It's difficult for me to express this emotion. I've, closed my heart to so much over the years that out of necessity, and it's so difficult that to deal with this. But if anything, it is hard to kill the only woman you've ever loved. I would have married Linvala if I had the chance, but it was not to be. I can understand how you felt about Safara. She too was special. But I can tell you that, I was there when she passed. No one would have understand, well, apart from maybe Fang or those that were with us, could have ever understood just how much I loved her. just how much that battle sister bond meant to all of us. No, and I was there when Saphira passed, and I saw so much of her in Limbala. I did my best to protect her, and through it we faced many battles and we fought many demons, both inner and outer. But I'm sorry I couldn't protect your love. I'm sorry I couldn't protect mine.
I thank you for the stories, Thorkin. You have a way with words that always astounds me. And I'm sorry that you had to be the one to end Linvala. But I'm also glad that it was you. You don't need to apologise for not protecting Saphira. It's part and parcel of being with the children of Silvermist that there's always danger. She knew what she was getting into, and I guess Barovia was just a little bit out of her league. And I can see why Linvala survived when Saphira didn't.
Thug will chuckle when you say that, and take a long drag of a cigar and say, "Blow out. Trust me. Barovia was out of all of our leagues. There was never any doubt in that mind. I don't know how he made it through. Bar from the grace of this one," and she just pats the sun sword.
The legends of that sword live on.
Trust me, when this is all over, when this is over, I'm taking it back. Should we get through this, I'm going to take it back to Barovia one last time. I don't think, however, I can ever stay in Barovia again. Maybe after this it's time I give up the sword entirely. Maybe it's time I don the robes rather than the armour. Shield those my faith, rather than my arm. But most importantly, protect them. Teach them to protect themselves, for God's sake. I can't save everybody with my hands, no matter how big they are. But I'll try. But I've got to get that sword back. Those people need it more than we ever have. I'm only borrowing it.
Honest and loyal to the end, Thug. That's what you are, and that's how you shall go down.
Thug will take out a cigar, tuck it into Lyra's robe, and just say, and she'll step up and she'll walk off and say, "I'm just going outside for a smoke. You keep watch." And Thug will just wander back to her room.
Lila will nod at you as you depart. And look out into because we're in the basement part, right, of Blackstaff Tower right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn around and I'll look at the portal, where the portal to Barovia was. So much happened in that place. So much. I guess I wish I could have known you, Linvala. I feel like if things had gone differently, and if I hadn't have had the change of heart to the things that I was doing. I guess you and I could have made a real power couple. Well, and I'll look at the cape I've got fastened around me from Arabella, and then the skirt, and the component pouch, and go. There's only one left that could really cause a problem of getting to Linvala. But the rumours and the stories of just being any face, anywhere. And then I'll look at the door to the mansion, and I'll just do a little slight chuckle to myself as I turn back around to the back of the stairs and go, well, if you have been one of us all along, I guess we really are fucked, and this is the end. Oh well. And then I will just continue to stand watch. And in my head, but not actually humming it out loud, Matt, just for a piece of, I don't know, security or like safety or like just a bit of, sorry, mushrooms yelling at me in the background, a bit of familiarity. I'll just kind of, the tune to the act of ablation will slowly just sit there in the back of my head.
Okay. You all wake in the early morning, well rested, but aware that your final rest before maybe the end has just occurred. Teffel, as you're donning your armour in the morning, getting ready to walk out your room and greet the world, greet this new day, you pick up Dorian and he kind of half mumbles to you. He goes, hey, Teffel, you know when, like, I was on about the people I'd hear going through my door and then they'd all scream and never come back?
Yes.
I really don't want that to happen to you guys.
Teffel, like, just because it's a very emotional day already, like, tears will just well up in their eyes. I don't want that to happen either. I've come to love these people.
Yeah, me too, to be honest. You're all a bit weird, but in a good way.
You're a door shield. You're weird too.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, if you do think that you're gonna, like, scream and then stop existing or anything, just put my face in the way, alright?
Teffel will just chuckle. I'm just hoping it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, well, what's the face gotta do, eh?
I'm glad I won't be fighting alone.
Never.
And Teffel will, like, give them an awkward hug.
You just hear a very muffled, "Oh, that's nice." As you all meet back up early morning, with your fancy tier watches, it's about 6:45 a.m. And as you will all be aware, the only one who has not rejoined your group is Dayak, who still lies motionless and deceased in his room. What are you all doing?
I will be standing outside Moreau's door this morning.
Oh, hey Lila, you all right?
Yes, I just want to ensure that nothing bad happens to you before. Hopefully, we can bring Dayak back.
Same here. I'm gonna start preparing. He's gonna walk down the stairs to the kind of dining area and take a seat at the head of the table and start preparing his cards and his rituals and to learn Ray's dead.
Okay.
Moreau, do you need help from any of us?
Yeah, I do, Tefla. I need about 4 or 5 of you, if that's okay.
Do you need anyone with any particular skills? Because I'm
Just,
not very useful lately.
I have
think
been through this before, and I can certainly assist if you need.
much
Lyra's
appreciated.
already sat at the table.
No, I'm sure you'll be coming in a lot of use very shortly, Tef. Believe me. It's
How
make a start.
long does this ritual take to do?
It is an hour. Exactly. I can spend. Where are we? Let's find the exact. You can spend an hour-long ritual up to 5 willing creatures. I temporarily learn 1 spell from any class, which counts as a bard spell, but doesn't count against the number of bard spells I know.
Ah, fuck. If we'd have known that, would we have accounted for that in our planning, though?
Even if you had, you overran your planning with some of the RP and planning discussions, so
Ah,
it wouldn't really have affected your time. You'd still be over.
well, we gotta do it.
How
What
over are
about-
we?
Well,
It's
we
gonna
told
be-
them 7 a.m. Yeah.
Ah, shit. Oh well.
Oh, do you count RP as outside of long rest time, Matt?
No, the inside of the long rest, that's inside the long rest. But everything that's happened beforehand, if it's discussions about plans or RP, it happens in real time. Which is inclusive of if one person does X, but then they're also doing something else with someone else. That's obviously they can't do it simultaneously, so that is added RP time.
Fair enough.
How many people are required for this?
5, I think, isn't it?
5. It's up to 5 willing creatures, so I don't know if that counts, Moreau. I think we've never got to the bottom. We've always had more than enough to do it, so it's never been an issue.
Obviously, I know we've said no splitting the party. However, we do now have an hour to kill, and we also have a boat to get, which is going
Yes.
to take at least 20 minutes to half an hour to get to.
I think if this is
So-
happening as well, we should have some people outside to scout, like just to kind of like make sure no one's going to come into the mansion to interrupt it.
Dog will wait outside the door.
Well, I think
Kind
what
of
we're
with Kate
saying,
in the
yeah.
way.
No one can get in unless I've designated them.
Okay, that's fine then. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so let me quickly check the spell.
So if you're not doing the
I
spell,
said,
go get the
check
boat,
that spell.
basically.
Yeah.
Check that spell.
You and any creature you designate when you cast the spell can enter the dwelling. So,
There you go then.
and the portal can be invisible. So you can open or close the portal if you are within 30 feet of it. While closed, the portal is invisible.
Fabulous.
So, I'm assuming most you'd have enough people to do this. Then, is there a alternate plan to save time while going and getting the ship at the same time?
I mean, I don't know about Jack, but I sort of lean towards that. again, it feels like the type of thing that if we get to the mouth of the thing and there's like guards everywhere, we just come back. And we assault it again when we're all together. But if there's not that many people, then we can probably sneak through and grab boats, bring them round. By the time they're around here, baked, ready to be brought back to life. Meet back at the Winchester, have a pint, wait for all this to blow over.
Right.
Okay. Well, you got to tell me, are you doing it or are you not doing it?
Well, it depends who's available, basically. Because obviously 5 people need to stay to do the ritual, so I don't know who is left and if they would like to do that.
Delilah's going to do it, isn't she? And I guess Tia would do as well. And Lavender's got the experience, so she said you said you wanted to, right?
Yeah,
And
I can
Taffel, did you say
absolutely
you wanted to get involved with it?
I can do unless there's someone better.
Yeah, if there's like Lila would like to be part of the ritual, but if you need her skill set, as with the potentiality of being in a fight, she wouldn't let all the squishies run off.
Well, to be fair, we're going to do everything we can to avoid a fight, I think. I think if it looks like we're going to have to fight our way through, I think we should come back and wait until we're at full force. Because I don't think it's worth potentially risking half the party. But if it's still just patrols, then we can just sneak in and grab the boats.
I was just checking that, and then Matt put it in the thing. Raised Dead has a 1 hour casting time, so it's like 2 hours without it's going to take.
Okay, well, we definitely have time to do this then.
Do you need someone tanky-ish to go with you?
What, sorry,
What's Thog doing?
Oh, that's true.
I'm not volunteering
does-
her, I just mean
No. Volunteer
Like-
her. She wishes to be useful.
She
Today
likes
is a
being
good
a
day
meat
for our
shield.
enemies. Today is a good day for our enemies to die.
Or if you want stealth, I'm happy to offer that.
Yes,
we
I can't do
need
that.
we need 5 people for Moreau to learn Raise Dead. Does Moreau still need other people to cast Raise Dead, or is that just Moreau?
It's just Moreau, but we do need some people to, because I know we do it as a resurrection ritual, so I think it's at least 3 can contribute to the red ritual.
Okay, so whoever stays with the ritual now, the rest of us can go and try and sneak in. If it looks like it's going to be a fight, I say we come back. 3 people stay with Moreau this time to complete the ritual, and the other 2 come with us. How does everyone feel about that? Because if it's going to be a proper fight, I don't think half of us should do it. But if we can just sneak in, then half of us can definitely do it.
It also
That
helps that the
sounds
sneakiest of
reasonable.
us have the best escape options as well.
I'm happy to help sneak if you need.
I think the first force definitely should be the sneakiest. With again, any agile fighters are still useful, even if they're not. Even if they're not sneaky.
I have disadvantage to stealth.
Same.
I think it makes more narrative sense as well if you help Dayak.
True,
Just my feeling.
I agree.
You want us back? Lavender will offer the Cloak of Elvenkind.
Oh, are
Okay.
you not attuned to it now, though?
I assume that. Well, oh no, I am. Yeah, no, that's right. Because I did say I wasn't
Just
gonna
keep
do
it for now.
yeah.
You might need it, to be honest. You never know.
Okay, yeah.
It might come in handy in the fight, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still think we should go. Whoever wants to be part of this ritual, I think, that should take priority.
I think it should
'Cause-
just be the sneakiest people go, and we're all like the unsneaky people should stay because we'll just be a detriment to the sneaky party. Like I'm wearing full plate, so I'm clanky as fuck. You know what I mean? I ain't sneaking nowhere.
Okay, I want the people who are leaving to scout out and possibly retrieve the ship. I want them by the front door over here. Those who are staying, stay by the table.
Oh, wait. I know, I'm still
I'm
making circles.
I'm on my phone, but Thog will stay by the table.
Cool.
I'll stay.
Jack
Awesome.
said he wants to stay. He was joking. I'm an idiot.
I was about to say.
Well, I was
to
also
go.
surprised by this, but I just wanted to make sure he got, an actual ask.
He's not the
And-
best at sneaking, though, is he?
No, but he does love that boat. I'll just put him in a necklace. It's fine. I can put one person in the necklace, so one non-sneaky person is easy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So Rivip and Eve with Hunter in the necklace are heading out above ground, then into the sewers and towards the docks. Correct?
Yes.
Awesome. As they disappear, Moreau, you begin your ritual. As it takes an hour, we'll do sneaky people stuff first. So, sneaky people. You find yourselves traveling up through the basement of the tower and towards Waterdeep itself. As you do, give me one quick second. As you do, you emerge to the bright daylight outside. You know there's not too far for you to get into the closest sewer entrance. However, it is still a risk. The sun is beginning to shine over the city. It's a little overcast, but you can mostly see the sky above. And the first thing that grips you, now that you are in the light of day, there's no mists around, is the number of rifts that you can see dotted around the sky and throughout the city around you. There is a lot. As you look over to the south, you can see the three towers still floating in the city, above the city, should I say. And in the sky, though clearly blue, there is a tint of crimson red, as a lattice work of red crimson lightning-like beams currently dot the sky. As you look throughout the streets, can you give me a perception check to get a grip of your surroundings?
Can I help?
Sure thing.
Yep.
Go ahead,
One
take
each.
advantage.
Cool. I do actually need to do a wisdom save as well. That is a success, I believe, thankfully. So that was 24 perception. Also, just realised, any chance I can retcon that I turned on my teleportation as we left? Not teleportation, telepathy.
Yes, that's fine.
Cool. I will connect to myself, Eve Hunter, Lavender, Moreau. Careful. Cool. That'll do.
Put it in the chat.
Will do.
With a 24, the streets are still clearly basically deserted. All is still quiet and still. You can hear birds, seagulls flying overhead with their morning cries. But besides that, the streets are empty. Apart from the odd patrol of the soldiers and forces of Lalalia Silvermist. Currently staring out from Blackstaff Tower through the courtyard and onto the street, you can see at least one patrol that is moving away from you with two heavily armored Chalice members moving in the opposite direction, and another couple, one heavily armored and one kind of in purpley pink and blue robes, walking in front of the entrance to Blackstaff Tower, moving from south to north. It's not a densely packed street, but clearly there are more about than there were last night. What would you like to do?
I'll communicate everything that we see to the handful of people connected downstairs, just so that they know the current state of affairs. And then I guess we're going to make our way towards SF70.
Cool. Can you both give me a stealth check?
Sure thing. 28, please, Matthew. I don't know why I call you Matthew. Just comes out sometimes.
I think it's because you're stressed.
Maybe. It's usually when I'm asking for something.
What is Eve's?
Perception, I gave a hunter advantage. Sorry,
Stealth.
advantage.
Stealth.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'll roll that now. My bad. Come on. I'll just do it on here. One sec. $17. It should be, I think, 20 actually, because I think I'm plus 13. I'm not updated. Roll 20.
Okay. Okay, good to know. As you move your way onto the streets, you follow the wall of Blackstaff Tower and Castle Waterdeep round and through the streets. There are a few instances where you have to stop and duck into a small crevice or back around a dip in the wall. At one point, you find yourselves running across the street to dive into an alleyway as you can hear a patrol coming, and there is nowhere to hide where you currently are. However, you do manage to make yourselves get yourselves to the entrance of the sewer in just a couple of minutes and force your way inside. The sewer grate is not locked, and you manage to slip in and seal it up. You do not think you were seen in doing so. As you do, you find yourselves lowered down into a disgustingly smelly sewer. A putrid stream flows along a sewer tunnel that leads in two different directions, and it looks sort of like this. Or at least it would. As you close up that sewer grate above you, you realise there is no natural light in here whatsoever. It is pitch black. Do both of you have dark vision?
Yes, 60 feet.
I don't.
Ribbip, you currently cannot see a thing.
Do you have a mundane torch
Probably.
from an adventurer's pack? So, I think if I can't see anything, I will spark up torch. Or I'll pop Hunter out and just be like, "Hi, you don't have any ideas? You don't have any light things, do you?" Otherwise, I will spark a torch.
Hunter will just pick up. Are there like loose stones on the floor?
Not loose stones, but there's loose things in here.
Yeah, like a twig, a little rock or something, or like I don't know.
Do you have dark vision?
No.
Then you can't see if there are anything loose in here. It's pitch black.
I'll take out a handful of bones.
Oh god, I could go and find the thing if you want, because I can see stuff.
Ribbit's just patting around on the floor.
Yeah, I have like a few bones that I've put in my bag over the years.
Okay.
One's a T-Rex, like not the big bone, but one's a T-Rex bone. So I think
that might be a bit big for me.
I'll cast light on it. I'll give it to Ribbit, and then I'll go back in the amulet.
Fabulous.
Okay, cool.
I've got a glowing burn.
That's the best solution.
That's what he said.
Are you guys being stealthy in here, or are you just going as quick as you can?
Not trying to make like a particular fuss, I think, but
Well, I mean, to be fair, we now have quite a lot of time, so it doesn't matter too much. So yeah, I don't think we should all out sprint. But yeah.
Okay.
Brisk walk.
Brisk walk, yeah.
Urgent walk.
Okay, cool. As you make your way through the sewers, at a brisk walk, it will take you just over 20 minutes. to get to where you want to go. And on that way, the only things that you hear and see are your own footsteps echoing through the sewers and the odd rat scurrying to escape your bright light turning corners. As you approach, which is the sewer grate again, it's SF48. You're still going to be a couple of streets back from the docks itself. However, finding the correct exit, you make your way up, undo the hatch again, and poke your head out into the city streets. Can I have both a stealth check and a perception check from whoever is leading that way up, please?
I assume you are, Ribber.
Oh, wow, okay. Again, there are soldiers of Lalalia dotted around the streets here, more than there were reported with Fangle's parrots. If you time it properly, you should be able to get out and across the street without being seen, but there will be a trick to it here, because there's enough in such long street that just a sideways glance and you would be spotted. Do you want to try and risk it?
So we're trying to cross a road, but to get to like a sort of like another alleyway, right?
This sewer grate basically opens up into the middle of a street. It's not like one of the main thoroughfares, but it's big enough. It's one of the like you're in the row of buildings just back from the docks itself. So this is where like shops start springing up again. So it is a commercial area. And then you have like a row of storage buildings and then the docks itself. So you're kind of in as big of a street as you get around the docks. And you're slap bang in the middle of it.
I can cast Nature's Veil to make myself temporarily visible for a short amount of time. Not for very long, like literally like 6 seconds, but if that's all it takes to get across the road, I can do that.
Oh. Well, if Yusa can do that, then that's a good idea. Misa was going to say Misa could turn invisible and ferry you across with the amulet. But these are also a good idea.
Yeah, whatever works. I don't want you to burn up your spell energy if you can avoid it.
Is that a fair point?
If Hunter waves his arms, can Ribbit see him through the window with this perception or not?
No, it is a one-way window, unfortunately.
That's fine.
If you say, you know, if you say happy for us to just run across, we said might be okay. Should hold on.
We can we climb down the ladder and spit Hunter out?
We said Yusa think this is a good idea. If Misa turn invisible and Misa put Yusa in ball and Misa move you across road and then Misa put you down and then Misa come back and get Eve and Misa do the same thing. Is this a good idea?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
It's okay. I can literally run across invisible. Don't worry. You saw Hunter. I could do it.
Okay. Well, Misa will turn invisible anyway because it might be helpful.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okie dokie.
Ribbit activates his invisibility. He's still holding he's holding a glowing bone, but the bone is now invisible. Does it still emit light?
You put it in your pouch.
I'm going to put it in my pouch, but I'm just curious about whether invisible things emit light.
Weirdly, I'd have to say yes, because you can't cancel out one spell effect with your invisibility. But yeah, if you put it in your pouch first, then it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll put it away anyway. But yeah, it's going in the bag of holding. But yeah, I will activate invisibility, put the bone away, and yeah, climb up out the hatch and attempt to cross the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
evil cast Nature's Veil, which one of her Gloomstalker traits. So she draws the power of nature to hide herself from view briefly, only for about 6 seconds. But it should be hopefully enough to get across the road. She can do it up to 5 times per long rest if need be.
Like a wisp of leaves.
Yeah, exactly. So she can do that a couple of times just to get across because she's not really used it too much. So
A wet slapping sound and a wisp of leaves cross the street as fast as they can and duck into an alleyway behind the storage street that accompanies next to the docks. Yes, you are unseen. There's no soldiers nearby close enough to be able to hear you. So yeah, it's frantic. You are stressed, but it's all good for now. Moving your way towards the docks through these small alleyways, again you can hear mutterings of soldiers around you, but not much else. There's no immediate threat of discovery as of yet, until you find yourselves making your way through to the final row of buildings. Out in front of you, you can see the wide open harbour that gives Waterdeep its name. Many ships are docked here, some out in the water and some on the dock itself. And you can very plainly see the small skiff and Leviathan tied up at the same dock you left them at. There are quite a few of Lelalia's soldiers guarding this dock now. Some are walking up and down on patrol, but you can see that others in groups of 4 or 5 have taken up positions maybe every 200 feet along the dock, clearly protecting the city for any incursions that might come in from the sea. What would you like to do?
can we distract them in any way?
Telepathically, Ribbit will say,
We sir, all future communication we do through Froggy switchboard.
Okay, sorry.
To be quiet.
Through the switchboard, she goes, "Can we distract them in any way?"
Potentially. This might be another good time for Misa just ferrying. If they say regular guards, they shouldn't be able to see Misa.
Okay, so what the plan is, just run past, go, and just like literally just put pedal to the metal and just floor it.
Well, maybe sneak as close as possible first, but broadly, yes.
Okay.
Our journey to the ship right now. Are we just basically across like an open shipyard to the ship?
Yeah, basically, you're like in this row of buildings here. So it's basically like a promenade and then the docks itself, all of which is pretty open.
Roughly,
there's bits of like there's bits of cargo and stuff that still is scattered across the docks, but for the most part, it is really open.
Roughly, how far does it look to get to? I assume like a ladder or something on the side of the ship. However you access a ship, a boardwalk.
Give me a second, I'll let you know. Distance coming from there. It's about 200 meters, about 700 feet.
Is there any cover on the way at all? Like
As I say,
boxes
there's
or barrels?
there's small like groupings of cargo like that on the actual dock front, but it's few and far between. So you'd have to be very careful of like angles and stuff because it wouldn't completely shield you from being seen, apart from the direction that you are like obscured from.
If Misa ran with Misa's shoes, Misa could probably do it in under 30 seconds. About 25 seconds.
Okay. I can't go that fast.
Yes, but Misa could ferry us. If you
Okay.
hide very well, Misa take Hunter, leave Hisa in ship, and then Misa come back.
As you're having this telepathic discussion, you hear what? One of the robed, clearly arcane-oriented individuals in Lelia's garb clearly commanding quite a few of the soldiers around her, suddenly stops, and then her head darts in your direction.
Down.
She suddenly points to several people around her.
Out loud, I whisper,
We still need to leave now.
Yes. Run.
and we
Throwing
bail.
her hand in a northeasterly direction. Multiple of the soldiers and groups of soldiers on the front begin running in your direction and along the dock, not directly in your direction, but the same angle as everybody else into the buildings towards the northeast. There is
Oh.
there's maybe like 75-80% of them begin to immediately turn heel and run in that direction. Again, there's probably about 8 or 9 of them running directly at you. What are you doing?
We need to leave.
Yeah.
I think we just go immediately for the sewer exit.
Let's go.
I think it's the best chance.
Yeah.
Okay. You begin running back through the alleyways that you came through. You can hear the soldiers all around you keeping pace and overtaking you. And when you get back to the end of this alleyway to the open street, just a few moments, again you can see and hear all of these soldiers and forces of Lilalia, the same ones on the street here, all also running in a northeasterly direction. As you see them coming through side streets and stuff, they are continuing to run in the same direction as you, but not at you. The ones that were running towards you don't seem to have come up through the alleyway. You can see them now on your left coming down a main street and again up towards the northeast.
Wait. I don't think they're coming for us. I think they're distracted by something. Maybe Rakine's here.
Can we hide nearby? Like
Just
find
wait for them to go, yeah.
a proper serious like hiding place. You know, nestled behind some fucking crates or under some, whatever. Like,
yeah,
hide ourselves properly.
You can give me a stealth check.
Yeah. Hang on.
Boop.
1 sec. I think a plus 15 to this. I checked. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh yes. So
that's a 34.
Yay!
Over the course of the next 5-10 minutes, you remain in place as you hear again group after group of soldiers pass your positions and move to the northeast, all in a hurry. After that 10 minutes or so passes by, it all goes quiet once more. You can still hear chatter in like the far distance, so clearly not all of these forces have moved off, but quite a few of them have.
I will. We're still within a mile of Thingio, aren't we? Or are we further than a mile?
What's a mile in meters?
1,600.
Yeah.
How long?
Kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you are within a mile.
Okay, so I will message Lavender specifically and just relay that information about the. It looked like they'd seen us, but then it seemed that they were being directed in a direction that just happened to be ours.
Come on, Ribbit, we can go. Let's go. Well, we get the chance to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we head back to that kind of alleyway,
Get that
or
ship.
Maybe a adjacent alleyway. Maybe not the exact same one. If there's an adjacent one.
Okay.
Just Misa just thinking. Misa's just scared of that alleyway now.
Okay. You find your way back to a similar but not the same alleyway, and looking over the docks once more, there is still the same patrols walking up and down, groups of 2, every couple 100 meters spread apart, but the groups of like stationary defenders that you saw before, they are no longer here.
Okay. Yeah. So
and I'm gonna whisper it this time. Do we do the ferrying, or are we just both running? Misa invisible. Yusa not invisible. Misa worried about Yusa.
It's okay. I'll stay low and keep it visible between crates, but I go past crates. I've got enough to cover myself for 24 seconds. So that's nearly the entire way.
That's how long it would take Misa. Get all. Okay. Misa, believe in Yusa.
Are you going to burn all of them to try and get there as invisibly as you can?
Yeah, because to be honest, like this is probably the only context I'd use them.
Basically, use it like every time you move in from cover to cover.
Otherwise, I just haven't really. Yeah.
In that case, stealth check at advantage for Ribbit and just a flat stealth check for Eve.
Oh yeah, I've not been doing mine advantage. Well, 35, please, Matthew.
Oh, hang on. So plus 15.
Plus
21.
15 for that. Okay.
Yes, 21.
It's already got a plus 10 on it. So yeah.
Yes.
Cool. As you dart across from crate to crate, barrel to barrel, there is one occasion where you have to grind to a halt and steady yourself behind one of these crates as Ribbit proceeds on, as your invisibility cannot cover you this whole way, and there are guards looking directly at you. Takes a few moments, but as their gaze turns away, you continue bolting down towards the ships. I'm assuming you're turning left towards the Leviathan, both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bolting onto the ship, once you are up a ladder and over onto the deck, because of the angles, so long as you keep low to the deck, you should not be visible from the majority of the docks. You are on the ship.
Was the captain's quarters at the back?
Yes.
Misa should go inside so Misa can get Hunter out.
Good idea.
Can I try and like peer through a window, or is there a window? I can't remember if there's a window. But if there is a window, can I peer through and check there's no one inside?
Yes. You'd have to go, to the very back of the ship, to the captain's quarters. Yes, there is nobody inside. The ship is empty.
Go inside and pop Hunter out.
We made it.
Are we going to get the other ship as well? Are we here?
Can we just need to turn it on and steer, right? One person can fly it, just not very well, right?
Yes. One person can operate, but it's just flying. That's it. You can't do anything else. One thing we should do though is probably not fly it out now. Is wait until they're nearly finished with Dayak, and then fly it out at the same similar time. Otherwise, it's gonna,
It's a very good idea. Yeah, it's a very good idea.
So we just hide. Yeah.
While in that case,
Misa, in this case, should Misa run over to the small one and just check everything ready to go?
You
and
can
maybe Yusa guys check this one over and make sure this one ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll also hand Eve a potion of invisibility.
Nice.
Thank you. I'll add that to my inventory.
Oh, yeah,
I can't cast invisibility. I've just been reluctant to kind of because I know we haven't got much juice. We have to make it count.
Need to save Wizard energy.
Yes.
As Ribbit goes over to the skiff to begin preparing it, and Eve and Hunter do the same for the Leviathan. Back in the mansion, once an hour is up, you have already been informed of the success of Ribbit, Hunter, and Eve. I'm assuming as much. Yes, there you go. Communicate plan to Lavender. The ritual complete, and you are presented with the ability to raise dead. This time you do not see any individual rise up and gift you this spell. Instead, a simple butterfly floats ethereally between you all and rests on Moreau's palms. As it does so, disappearing, Dayak, you regain the knowledge to raise dead. Monroe.
Let's make a start on this. And Date being on table, Moreau will set up candles. He'll do all the things. He'll start inscribing runes and sigils and lines in chalk and various other arcane effects on the ground. And then he'll say, "Okay, I need a diamond. Sorry, Teffel."
Does anyone have
Teffel
a 500
reaches
GP diamond?
into their satchel and sheds a tear as they hand it over.
Okay, mark it off your inventory.
Okay, one shot at this, and he'll start casting the ritual. He'll spend the hour to begin the begin the spell.
Okay. As the spell begins to take effect, the knowing glow of golden light shimmers over Dayak. As it does, his armor shimmers underneath it, and he ever so slightly raises from the floor. And the spell hesitates as if crying out for contributions to this ritual. Would anyone like to try and convince Dayak's soul to re-enter the body through any means necessary? Arcane, force of nature, force of will. You take your pick.
Lila, do you want to try first?
Yes, Lila would if no one else wants to go first.
I will help, but it feels like it should be you first.
Okay. I will lean down and I will go up to Dayak's ear and I will begin whispering, Matt, into Dayak's into Dayak. I hesitate for a moment and I just go, I'm just going to say something. There's some personal things that I don't know whether Dayak would want to hear or not, so I'm just going to whisper this one if that's okay, guys. And Lila goes down again and begins to whisper into Dayak and go, Dayak, it's been a while since you crossed over, and if you can hear me, it's Lila. I appreciate how you showed yourself to me, and I believe that we connected, at least I did, to you in a way that nobody else has before. And I would like to think the same of me to you. I don't know what I can offer you if you come back, but just know that if you do, and we make it out of here, then you don't have to carry on being a tool for other people, and you don't have to carry on your own. I will happily stand with you and stand next to you in whatever capacity that is, in whatever capacity you need. And I will do my utmost to help you achieve whatever it is that you need to achieve until we can both stand truly as ourselves, without any disguises, without any masking, without any cloak of deception that we need to place out into the rest of the world, so that we can truly be ourselves. And as I said, any capacity that you need, I feel that that's something that we could do together. And if that's how you feel as well, then please come back to me.
Okay, can you give me a persuasion check, please?
I can indeed. Where is my character sheet?
Just a reminder that each successful check lowers the DC by 1. Each previous death increases the DC by 1. And you cannot make the same type of check as somebody else, as it will not count towards the ritual. Leo, what would you get?
Okay, I've got an inspiration left over from last session. I guess I can't use that next session, right?
Did you receive it last session?
Yes.
Then no, you can't use it next session.
Okay, well, I rolled a 17, so I guess I'll use it now to see if I can roll higher. But I rolled a 17, so that's a 25. And I'll use the inspiration now then. No, I only rolled a 9 that time, so 25.
Cool. As Lila whispers into Daek's ear, the golden glow that surrounds him brightens. There's an odd, shimmering noise in the back of your ears, back of your head. Does anyone else want to contribute to the ritual?
Lavender will kind of kneel next to Lila and put her hand on her shoulder, and at the same time kind of resting the other onto Daek, and she will also speak and say, Daek, I once, for a long time, spent my life running towards death, and I know that there's a peace in it, a quietness. It's tempting, I will not lie, but please, don't let go yet. For we need you. And there is still so much left to live for. She kind of puts all of her arcane magical energy as she possibly can into this. And she thinks about seeing Mushroom for the first time. She thinks about there's a memory of wildflowers in a field and moonlight on her face. Dancing with Hunter in the ballroom, laughing with the whole group around the dining table in Moreau's mansion, and the shepherd card that he pulled from his deck kind of flashes across her mind, and all the moments that have basically made her life worth living. And she thinks about that feeling of when she went through this same ritual, and that feeling of loss and losing all of that, and not being quite ready to let go of life, and wills Daek to come back to us.
Okay. Unfortunately, I think that would be another persuasion check, so it will not contribute to this ritual. The second attempt fails. Does anyone want to make a third contribution to this ritual?
Would you let me?
Yeah, you can contribute to it.
Moreau will use his knowledge of having done this previously before with Lavender to adjust as things kind of change and continue. as the ritual goes on to make small adjustments to how the layout is presented. So moving the candle slightly, moving the moving the redrawing, being very extra precise with each of the arcane runes, and then kind of as he's finishing it up, he'll remove the card that he switched with Lavender. That he switched when he gave Lavender her reading at the death card, and he'll burn the death card.
Ooh. Give me an Arcana check, please.
That is a. Can I use knowledge from a past life for this as well?
Yeah, it's a normal check.
Not too much more. I'll just see it. That is a 22 total.
Okay. As you do this, the candles burn brighter, the runes glow brighter, that hum increases, and Daik rises further off the table. And now I need to roll. As the ritual comes to an end, the glowing light fades and Daik's body rests back down gently on the table. The candles go out, the runes go cold, and the room goes silent. Until you all hear a single breath and Daik's chest rise.
Thank God for that.
Daik is alive once more.
Oh my god, I really thought I'd fuck that up then.
Oh no. Oh god, the drama in this session. I can barely take it.
Oh, you had me going there for a minute, Matt. I was like, this could go either way. Either he's doing this dramatic effect, or this has not gone well.
I heard the and I was like, oh, that bastard rolled a nat one. I know what he's done.
And with Daik alive once more, unless, Thomas, you want to say anything as you are alive once more, we will wrap the session there.
I'll read the reactions for Saturday.
Cool. Perfect.
Woo! See you on Saturday.
Yes.
See you Saturday, guys.
Let's fucking go.
Saturday. So excited.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Everybody.
Been a good one. Can't wait till Saturday. Bye.